Good evening. This is the licensing committee of Community Board One. My name is Frances Curtis. I'm one of the co-chairs.
Gabriella Rossi, co-chair.
And we have the co-chair online. You can see a pretty face.
Chair, Susan Cole.
Susan and Michael. You'll definitely hear from. And we're lucky to have the chair of the entire community board, Tammy Meltzer, is here. So.
And everybody knows me. I'm Monej.
Run the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all work for Onesh, just kidding.
Yeah, right. This is going to be a very interesting meeting because this is the first one that we're having regarding this whole new process of outdoor dining and with liquor licenses. And this is our first trip to the rodeo. We're just trying to get our feet wet and trying to roll with the punches. Because as you know, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand does. DOT makes rules and regulations without consulting us. You fill out the form. We're gonna ask you questions that you didn't even know, and it's gonna go like that, but you know, everything's gonna work out in the end. We have two different kinds of licenses that we're going to be reviewing tonight. We have the outdoor dining, and we also have the straight up liquor licensing. And we're going to start with the liquor licenses because there's less of them. I mean, there's the.
No, we're doing outdoor first, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
I've been overruled, as you can see.
I think it's because there's a bulk of them.
Yeah, well, yeah, on the page here is, okay, so then. Two.
Frank. Let's move to the next if he's not here.
No, she's moving them over to a panel so we can unmute them.
Frank, is that you?
Yes, it is. Can you guys hear me?
Okay.
Yep. Loud and clear.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Frank. So you're here for 214 Front Street?
Yes. I believe my client's in the room.
Yes, here I am.
So when it's your turn to speak, just step up to the table and speak to the owls that are on the table, the two devices.
Right here, sir?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Absolutely. This is,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk Il Brigante, and if you could do me a favor, because you have two applications in front of us for both sidewalk and roadway, let's start with roadway.
Yeah, so we would like to have this roadway that meets all the criteria set out by DOT, and it's a total of 12.
Do you by any chance know the width of Front Street?
The width of Front Street? No, I don't have it right off the bat.
I believe it's on the diagram. Oh, somebody say it.
No, that's the size of her thing. The question is, what is the width of the street itself for Front Street? For the FDNY clearance. Can you look up and ACES? And can we, where do you get your deliveries from? Where do they park to deliver?
Temporarily, they park right outside for a minute or two, I think. I'm not really sure. Because I'm not there when the deliveries happen usually, but
Is Frank there?
no. But what is the concern?
Well,
Front Street?
Front Street is
Very, very small.
it's a small street. And if your roadbed dining takes up most of where it is and there's not enough room for deliveries, where does the truck stop to deliver
Mhm.
goods and services? Go park on the street? Or is there enough room for them to pull over and a space for them to park?
I think there is enough room for them to pull over. I think there is deliveries only on Beekman Street, which is right around the corner, so it's very close. It's close enough.
Um, But that goes, that doesn't help you because Beekman goes downtown. I mean, Front goes downtown.
Well, but it's just a few feet to the corner, so,
You're closer to Beekman?
yeah. We're very close to Beekman. There's Estriganta, and there's another restaurant, and it's the corner.
That's still. Fresh salt is this. That's the walkway to
So let's go around if anybody.
I mean, I know the width of the roadway cafe is what it is based on the specifications by DOT. We had a professional company draw this up for us. And so I'm 100% sure that it meets the criteria. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact width of the street above.
So you don't know, for example, if DOT will be seeking a variance from FDNY for Front Street?
I'm sorry? Could you say that again?
Will DOT be seeking a variance for emergency vehicles along Front Street?
Fire truck to get through.
I am sure that there is enough space for a fire truck to get through. Because I remember during the pandemic, we had the same question. And that's why we couldn't have it any wider than it was at the moment also, at that time.
Okay. You want to pull up sidewalk for her as well, so we can take a look and see both? That's just one table.
Yeah. All the dimensions. This is road.
That's road bed.
How do you?
And then,
Yeah, it's enough space.
take a look. Just got one table here. Or side.
It's where the first one.
See, there's not enough space over here.
Is there right? Where's the road?
Well, that should be person and yeah.
It's a road that is.
Right, that's it.
It's not there.
And what hours are you gonna operate outside?
From 12 to 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, Sunday through Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday from 12 to 11:30 p.m.
Two questions.
Sure.
Occupancy for the
Indoors.
number of seats indoors,
30,
30. And how many are you looking to have out?
12 in the roadway, and 2 on the sidewalk.
And how many bathrooms do you have?
1.
One bathroom. That is ADA accessible.
Yes. Accommodate.
Any questions from any of the?
No.
Anybody online? Susan? Anybody?
Yes, yes. Can
You have
I
a
see, yes, could we see, do you have any color pictures so we can see it or
I have.
that you can?
This is the sidewalk. So the
one
one
table?
table is gonna be here.
Yes, that's correct.
Let me go to the right. And then this
And
is
that's-
the roadway bed.
Yeah, that was the old roadway.
And it will not be the same, correct?
No, much smaller and much narrower. Because again, this company that did this for us, I know they measured the road, again, I apologize, I don't have the exact measurements, and they came up with 6.5 feet protruding into the street, so.
That includes, and it's only 3 walls, right?
3 walls, yeah.
Right. And that includes, they can serve from inside the structure, not serving from the sidewalk.
Right, only serving from inside the structure.
Anybody else have?
Anybody else, any other questions? Questions?
Are there any no's? Hearing online, you just need to go. Seeing no no's, are there any abstentions? Seeing none, are there any recusals? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Have a nice day. For anybody else who's here for roadbed and sidewalk, please know the answers
Thank you
to
for
the questions.
consideration.
You'll have the answer once we get to you. Okay, next one up is 24 Harrison Street.
Hello, I'm Paul.
Hi, Paul. Hey, Paul.
Welcome, Paul.
Good to be here.
So you are here today for
Sidewalk.
sidewalk. I believe you were already here once for roadbed,
Yes.
correct? Yeah, so we're gonna pull both of those out. And again, I'll ask the same question that you know we're gonna be asking. You're on Harrison Street. Do you know the width of the street?
Do not.
And the width that was approved for road, but now we're here for sidewalk. All right, take it away, sir.
Am I talking about the sidewalk?
Sidewalk first.
Sidewalk, there's only one table. The width of the sidewalk is 14 feet. The table comes out 5 feet in total, so more than enough passageway for pedestrians to get by.
Is there anything in the furnishing zone that you know?
No,
And it's 8 foot unobstructed? Do you have photos? How many seats do you have in your roadbed and that's adding to?
14 to 16, still figuring that out. But on the sidewalk, once again, only 6 seats.
So that's gonna be somewhere here, correct?
Yeah, if you look, the door on the bottom left, it'll be on the extreme right of that image.
Here?
Yep.
Trying to see if,
Isn't there a planter there?
yeah.
That planter is in front of the Lola Jewelry, which is not our facade. And roughly from the edge of our table to the edge of that stationary planter is 11 feet. And the planters that you see in front of that street sign are on wheels, and we move them when we're in service.
Oh, yes, so you did say that this particular one you moved. on
Yeah, we move that in
purpose,
front of
right?
the door, exactly.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that.
So basically, if you go down one photo, where the lady's standing right now.
Yep.
Holding onto the leash is where you're gonna be planning to put the tables, or is it?
He is to the east of where we will be. If you look at that pillar,
Yes,
we're 10 feet on the other side of her, roughly.
Yeah, you see here?
that space right there.
Yeah, exactly. She's looking in the window of the jewelry shop right now.
Gotcha.
And how many, seats inside
74. 2 bathrooms, 1 ADA.
and outdoors? Out,
I
I'm
think
sorry.
roughly 14 in the road bed and then 6 seats for that single table on the sidewalk.
20.
I'm sorry, how many seats you said? 5?
On the sidewalk, 6 seats.
What are your hours?
We open up at 4 and outside closes at midnight. Outside and inside closes at midnight.
What about Sunday?
We open up at 4 and close at 9.
It's Sunday.
So Sunday is 4 to 9.
Monday is 4 to 10, Tuesday, Wednesday are 4 to 11, Thursday, Friday, Saturday are 4 to midnight.
So Monday, 10.
Tuesday, Wednesday, 11, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, midnight.
Just gonna ask, do you anticipate any buyouts?
I hope so. 100%.
How often? That's a problem.
Why would that be a problem?
Have you done it before? You do it all the time?
100%.
So you have private parties?
Neither.
And what do you do about traffic? Controlling private cars, pick up,
We
delivery?
don't, our place doesn't have that type of client.
What kind of client is that?
We have ones who
They
don't
walk.
have black private cars sitting outside.
Everybody uses Lyft and Uber, but,
When the party's over, they come pick them up, I'm assuming that.
okay, and so
Um,
do you have traffic jams outside? Do you have neighbors?
You can
complaining?
fit between parking on both sides of the street, two cars side by side in motion. So four cars.
He doesn't have any neighbors here complaining, so.
It's not like-
I asked before.
Exactly.
No, just asking a question.
Okay.
Call question?
Second.
Vote by affirmation.
There you go. All right, so for voting by affirmation, I see Miriam online and I see Susan.
Yeah, maybe I'm just not in a car.
Are there any no's? Are there any abstentions? Recusals? Motion passes. Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you very much, have a good night.
You too. Ranger Libraries next week.
The next one, Sean,
Yes.
right, you're up.
Somebody's phone is buzzing.
So you've been
So
here.
we've been here already for the roadway, for the cafe, sidewalk.
And I'll see. Oh, I can see it back.
You only have 4 tables on.
In the roadway, it's 4 tables for 16 total, that's on both sides, so the cafe is the same, the sidewalk cafe would be the same amount of seats.
How many inside?
That's the patio to the main entrance, we have a max occupancy inside of 110,
It's a large venue.
in the 2 floors,
How many bathrooms?
I have 5 bathrooms.
How many ADA?
2.
Thank you.
This is the raised platform.
This here is, no, this is the sidewalk adjacent to the raised patio. So this would be the staircase that takes you to the elevated platform.
So,
There's seats on the raised platform.
yeah, so I
There
guess,
are 2 seats on the raised platform.
Here.
what is the space in between the planters and the curb edge? That I don't see that on your diagram, unless.
The planters and the curb edge. You're talking about the sidewalk
8-foot
itself?
Clear path.
Yeah, the 8-foot clear path is sidewalk, so it's sidewalk separating the planters and the roadway down area.
Anybody have any questions on? I see people looking at it.
Look, and it looks like he has enough room to serve inside.
What are your hours?
We are closed on Sundays, the rest of the week we're open from 4 to midnight outside. On Thursday, Friday, Saturday, inside is open to 2 AM.
Outside is 4 to midnight only.
Correct.
You said Monday to Saturday, closed on Sunday.
Correct.
Any questions online?
All the questions.
Second.
Sorry. Thank you for your time.
Vote by affirmation. It's gonna be a yes unless I hear anything otherwise. Are there any no's? Hearing, seeing none. Are there any abstentions? Hearing, seeing none. Any refusals? Votes unanimous. Thank you, sir. Enjoy. Next one's 2 hands.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi,
Welcome. You've been here before.
my associate Alicia was here.
Yes. This is certainly wish we could have had it all. That's not mine. I see the one online, but I will get that link to this.
This is, the same documents, basically.
There's no change.
No change.
So I remember when you were here last time, we had a conversation about the bike corral. And question is, because that has to be considered and counted as an obstruction.
Mhm.
And part of the furnishing zone, did you make those adjustments?
Yes, those adjustments are on that diagram, so the seating, because this conversation is about the sidewalk seating.
Mhm.
I understand it. Yes, so that, the seating is just going to be around the entrance, which, the bike corral would down towards the lower right. So that would not fall into,
Like cross over side of that.
that would,
Pat,
sorry.
can you move your jacket for Mark?
Aye.
Oh, no, Mark's moving, never mind. Sorry.
Sorry, doesn't want to sit next to him.
Oh, just someone else.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, to answer your question, Alicia did make those adjustments.
Okay.
Yeah, I have
I didn't see this on the agenda initially.
I noticed there's 5.5 feet between the vent structures and the enclosure for the outdoor seating. I was under the impression we needed to have 7 feet.
Between the vents?
Between here and here.
That, the vents to the outdoor dining perimeter.
They don't
Yeah,
consider
stay
that,
here.
they don't consider that an obstruction.
They don't, okay.
Only when you're looking at like the 8-foot, differences.
So they have, if you look at the side, there's a 10-foot clear path, and that's by regulation.
And they only have to be 8 feet from the bike corral.
Mhm.
Minimum of 5. Vent structure, utility vent poles, vent grates, and subway grates, minimum of 1 foot 6 inch clearance. Don't be wearing heels. Outdoor dining as promoted by Reebok. Tables and hours, how many seats and how many hours?
For outside?
Yeah.
Well, for the sidewalk would just be 12 at the max. And the hours, we are open till 9 PM. We generally don't seat outside during the evening. It's just 8 AM is the opening, when we open daily. And dinner starts at 5, we close at 9. We generally don't seat outside. Bulk of our business is during the day from 8 to 5.
So
But you
What
are
time?
applying.
Yes.
To have outdoor seating till 9,
Yes,
7 days a week.
yes.
8 AM to 9 PM. Questions?
How many, seats inside
40.
and
Sitting there.
outside?
Outside with, for the sidewalk structure would be 12.
And with the road bed?
With the road bed, that is
Okay.
approximate at this point as 12 as well.
So you're 40 inside and 24 outside, right?
Mhm.
How many bathrooms do you have?
Except,
But, it's, old building we grandfathered in.
you have to walk
Is either-
upstairs to get
Are
to
the
it.
ADA accessible?
I know you guys have umbrellas. Where would those be in this map? Because they wouldn't obstruct the sidewalk more, right?
We would not have umbrellas out on the sidewalk.
Okay,
Those would just be part of the structure.
okay. Thank you.
This is.
I'm waiting to make sure everybody gets their questions because you don't want us to have to find it.
I had a question about the seating on the right side. It doesn't look like there's enough space behind to get in the back.
Just so I understand you, alongside the wall.
Yeah.
Exterior wall of the street?
It's okay to They come out here and they're going to reach across.
Okay. You right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a reacher.
So,
I just want to be clear, what you explained about the bathrooms, neither is ADA compliant, but the outside seating is. So
Yes.
persons with disabilities could dine, but they have to go to the bathroom there. What do they do?
Assistants downstairs, but,
Okay.
yeah, that is the same inside as well.
Thanks.
oh, any other questions? Martin?
Second.
All in second. Okay.
All in favor? Any abstain? We're gonna abstain.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the bathrooms.
that's the
Yeah.
thing that bothers me, is
What?
the bathroom.
Setup is disturbing.
What?
There's no ADA compliant bathroom. A person could come in, have a meal and then discover that they can't use the facilities. That's very awkward.
It's not, I mean, therefore, it's like the law sounds pretty nonsensical. If there's a requirement to be ADA compliant outside for the seating, but not within the restaurant because they're grandfathered in, that doesn't make any sense.
It's okay, DOT didn't take into consideration bathrooms.
Right. So, same.
Yeah.
Those situations where they didn't consult with us.
Yeah.
Susan's asking something.
Susan?
I think we have to go on record that this is not acceptable. I'm sorry, but the DOT, it's okay on one level, but on another level, it's not.
I don't mind them taking notes to do a resolution to send to DOT. For
Yes.
everybody. Don't mind
Yes.
taking notes. But for this lovely applicant who's here and who is grandfathered in and complying with the local restaurant.
I don't have any trouble. I would agree with you totally. But I think we have to just go on record. We just can't roll over.
I
Okay,
agree with Susan.
The resolution.
yep, it'll be in a separate resolution.
I need the rest of the vote.
Yeah, is there anybody else?
Well,
James abstains.
James abstains.
You abstain.
Sam abstains. Are there any no's? And Marissa's a no.
Automatic. Yeah, oppose all
And,
sidewalk cafes.
are there any recusals?
You were like 2 for 10 last month.
Two.
No, on these I'm against.
Motion passes.
Sidewalk cafes is different.
Yeah.
Usually support it with a
1, 2, 3,
lot
4,
of.
5, 6 to 3.
Wait,
Thank-
who was the?
Susan was a yes.
Yes.
I'm a yes.
I'm a yes.
All right,
Even though I
Mark
don't
is
like the
no,
bathroom.
James is an abstention, and Stan is an abstention, yeah. So, 7 to 3? Fantastic. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you
No,
for your time.
there's, I mean, as a public policy, if at any point you can figure out a way to have handicapped accessible bathrooms.
We are actually in the process of.
Thank you.
looking
Oh,
into
good.
that.
That is.
It's a negotiation with the building owner. Really
You can
complicated.
tell him that the community board really highly suggests that he do his due diligence for public benefit.
I certainly will.
Okay, thank you.
let us know when you read this.
Okay,
Absolutely.
139
Thank you.
Dwayne Fonda.
Oh, Fonda, that's right.
Anybody here for 139?
Huh?
We're gonna give a call out, shout out to the hallway.
It's a busy.
It's all very good.
Have you read it?
No? Okay.
Next one's 145, Wayne
Yes.
Takahashi.
Yes. Oh.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, Takahashi.
Yes.
That's Fonda. Wrong one. Takahashi, here we go. Just
Okay.
sidewalk, yes?
Yes. 10 seats outside.
Yes, actually, this is my idea from my architect, I hired, but it's kind of maybe portable.
Only 4 tables?
Yeah.
Cherries.
Be matched.
We have, I found out, we have a traffic sign at this side. So must be a 10 feet away. So next side is really tight.
Okay.
Yeah, so 3 table right side and 1 table maybe next side. I think, that's what I'm
Okay.
thinking.
So we're taking one out from there and one out from here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there still room
Zero, so we have enough length,
Can you provide
Yes.
me with an updated site plan with showing just the 3 tables?
Can you have the
Okay.
architect revise the
Okay,
diagram?
all right.
and send it to us?
Yeah, I'll send you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, so just to be clear, when we look here, right? Go down. Okay, so you will have umbrella, yes? Umbrella?
Yeah, might happen.
I have.
Mine?
And what about the bench? I see a bench. Are you using the bench at all?
Bench, yes, sometimes, they are waiting.
Is
They're
that-
using for
The
this.
seats?
Mm.
That's a waiting area?
Away.
So that's counted towards your seats? There's no,
No seating. That is a benefit for the.
Not serving any drinks out there or anything
No,
like that?
no. What is it? That is,
it's in the travel lane?
I think we have a little bit space, because,
Not compliant.
Wise is,
It's not,
almost a 15 feet.
Is it within here? If they only has
Light side.
and 7.
Yeah, it doesn't,
I mean, on that photo, the bench looks like it's basically the same width away from the, as what the table is, which looks like about 3 or 4 feet on the photo. Yeah, this photo on the right. And look at the back of the bench in relation to the chair. I mean, that's a couple, 3 feet.
To revised site plan, please have your architect add the bench.
Okay. If,
and make sure,
Because
and make sure there's enough space
Yeah.
between the back of the
I
bench
agree.
and the tables.
I believe.
I don't think the bench is allowed, period. It's too far in, it's too far, it's more than 8 feet.
It cuts off too
Yeah,
much
yeah,
space.
it's,
It's not on there at all. I mean, it's great, the
Yeah.
great thing that they have, it's not a mirror.
But in the top right photo, it does look to be enough space. You can't even see the bench.
It's in back of the sandwich board.
That's where the bench is. There's not enough room with the bench. Mark is right. I don't know where you have to put you have to figure
So-
out something.
But this is just for benefit.
Yeah, but you can't have.
We understand the reason.
Yeah, so
but the
maybe we
question
can-
is Whether it's.
So
Will you be able to remove?
if you look at the diagram,
Yeah, remove.
go back.
I will.
He's
gonna
remove it, he said. In the diagram where you have the 4 seats, if you did 1 row of seats and there's the bench right there up against those tables, not great, but that would be okay. But you cannot be, even for customer benefit, on the other side of where the outline is, because that's where people walk. And that is what is supposed to be protected space for the public. I appreciate the bench for
Yeah.
people who are waiting,
But
but,
it's not difficult. Remove it. I will.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
so we're,
also, I'm not 100% sure about this, but the sidewalk cafe is for table and chair, not bench without
Okay.
table. I'm not 100% sure, technicality on that. Maybe there's a lawyer here who knows that answer to that, or someone,
they could have the bench there as part of their seating, because you
but
could.
no service. Right, can you serve, it's an iffy area that I'm not 100% sure about, that we need to clarify.
He's gonna remove it.
Yeah.
So,
I believe you can, Mark, but we should double check.
yeah, I'm not sure.
And then the other strange question I have is, Ganesh, can you put tables on top of the sidewalk?
Yes.
Well,
Really?
They have to be reinforced.
It has to be reinforced. You can put it over. Because I remember we discussed it at the last meeting.
We make sure it's reinforced.
It's up to 3 and 4, so otherwise they fall into his basement.
No, granted, but I didn't show it.
But I will double check.
Creative building specs.
That's DPW and DOT.
And he and his insurance company.
What hours? did you say?
Lunch is 12 to 2:30, and Tuesday to Friday. And the dinner, 7 days, 5 to 10,
So till 10 PM at night,
at 10 to finish,
7 days.
7 days.
And
Lunch is Tuesday to Friday, from noon to 2:30.
so Tuesday to Friday, noon to 10 PM, the seating will be there.
Actually, we have a lunch between lunch and dinner, almost 2 hours.
But you're not taking it in,
Uh,
you're leaving it there.
No, but nobody used that.
Understood, but it's, if
But
it's,
I yes, yeah.
thank you.
Oh, actually, would that be considered an emergency hatch? No. that's
No, it's not.
Never mind.
All right,
No.
and then Sunday,
So there's no
Saturday,
Sunday and Monday?
you don't serve anything Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
Yeah, yes.
Are you open on the weekends?
Saturday.
Oh,
Dinner.
lunch, no lunch,
Yeah.
No lunch,
Yeah.
just dinner,
weekend, just dinner.
Saturday,
Dinner.
Sunday. 5 to 10.
Ten,
That's right.
5 to 10,
Okay.
Okay.
And Monday?
5 to 10.
Okay, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 to 10.
That's right.
So will you repeat for me, please, what the numbers are, what we're reducing to, and how it's gonna look? I know he's gonna submit a new plan, but I'm still curious.
Okay, I will. Actually, total the 4 table. That means, 8 seat.
So one table is taken away from each side.
That's right.
And the bench is being taken away.
We have 50 seats inside.
We didn't say the bench was being taken away.
He
Or
said he
did
was
we?
moving,
Oh, okay.
you said that's gonna be taking space for sidewalk.
But you didn't have to
I
take
will,
it away.
I will able to remove that space. That's for the benefit for the customer.
If it's allowed, I don't have any trouble with it, but I want to double check. That's what I'm asking.
Okay,
Bench.
thank you.
The
Remove,
bench and the grate or
So
not?
he's willing to remove the bench.
Mhm.
Yeah, he has a choice of benches or tables, but can't have both out there, in front of each other.
Okay, I
The
got
only,
it.
Okay, how many seats inside?
50.
50,
Yes.
and outside you getting 12?
no.
No,
Outside is gonna be-
So 50 again.
Six.
Yeah.
And bathrooms?
Bathroom with 2 bathroom, one is ADA, handicap.
You didn't ask about garbage. Garbage pickup. So is there room for your garbage to be picked up without, are we doing outdoor? Is he asking for an outdoor?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about,
Yeah.
sidewalk right now.
No, not sidewalk. We're doing a.
For roadbed, are you gonna do anything
No,
on
no.
the roadway?
No,
Oh,
no,
so he has. room.
only sidewalk.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
Call the
Call the
question.
question.
second.
Awesome. Again, vote by affirmation. Are there any abstentions? Are there any opposition? Mr. Marissa, are you? voting?
No, as long as you modify it, that's where it's okay.
Okay, great.
Are you?
No recusals, no,
Yeah.
these are good.
Amy, do you want me to vote?
Sir.
Thank you, Matt.
Have a good night.
Right.
That is
Okay.
good. Font line.
Joel.
Yes, Joel, what's your vote?
Yes.
Are you voting? Yes, okay.
Okay. Fresh salt, 146. Fresh salt,
Fresh salt,
146 Beekman.
Where is it?
146
Hold
Beekman.
on, her salt, it should be on, because she
was here.
has a
Road bed.
There she is, she's got her hands up. Yeah,
and we saw her.
yeah, we saw her.
Sarah?
Yes.
You're on.
Hello.
Welcome back, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
Thirsty.
Thank you again for letting me hop online. I'm out of state taking care of a family member, so I appreciate the accommodation there.
Okay, talk to us.
Okay, so I have, I think we covered this last time, but the street, Beekman Street is 30 feet. That doesn't matter for this. We're doing sidewalk. I have the 10-foot clear path with enough room for the 48 inches. I've reduced and changed my shape of the tables. I found only the finest, fabulous Swedish half-size tables now. So I didn't know IKEA made those, but it fits really well with giving us the extra space we would need for the service aisle. I also am going to get some fancy barricades so that we will kind of build a corral and make sure that, you know, the aisle is clear, the tables are where they're supposed to be, and that should really keep our 10-foot clear path. So,
So fancy and narrow.
yes. Yeah, just one line. It's right up against the building. But it does have, I do have the 4-foot space there to fit everything. So,
Any photos?
Uh,
Okay.
This is the front of the restaurant, and if you
Yeah.
remember, you've had outdoor dining, correct? Sidewalk?
Mhm.
For a
Yep.
long time?
They had it before.
yeah, we had it for like, you know, right up until the pandemic since we'd opened in 2004. So they did change the size of the clear path. So that's why I had to come up with a different configuration than we previously had. So the DOT changed the path size.
Oh, yeah. I fall out, just.
No, no, I'm not letting you fall out.
Yeah,
All right,
the vote
thanks.
now.
Anybody have any questions? Well, we're having Mark open a window because it's
This one?
robust.
Sarah, will you tell us your hours, please?
Yep, the hours of the cafe, the outdoor seating. you
The
mean?
outdoor, yeah. the
Yeah,
outdoor.
basically, we would do till on Sunday through Tuesday would be till 11 p.m. and then Wednesday through Saturday till 12 at the latest. So
Well, 12 is the latest. We can do it.
Anybody else have any questions? Susan, you good? Joel, you good?
Call the question?
Question's been called, question's been seconded. We're doing a vote by affirmation, my friend.
Yes.
All right. Are there any no's? Are there any abstentions? Are there any recusals? Fresh Salt passes. Thank you very much. Hope your family is
Thanks
better.
for coming back,
Thank you.
Sarah.
I really
Thank you.
appreciate it all. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Think
Oh, no,
coffee?
you got 3 minutes.
All right, see if you can get one more in.
I'm getting one more. Think coffee.
Hi,
Think
hi.
Broadway, think coffee.
I'm Jason from Think Coffee. We are applying for a sidewalk cafe with 10 seats, 5 tables. We have an 18-foot, a little over an 18-foot wide sidewalk in front of our space on Broadway. The width of the sidewalk, the depth of the sidewalk is a little over 6 feet. We pulled it back to a little over 4 feet at the corner because there's a traffic light in order to ensure a 12-foot clearance. We pulled it back a bit.
Are you planning to apply for road bed? Because you don't have to yet.
We do not, we're not planning on applying for road badge. I don't think you would want to sit on Broadway.
I don't either.
We neither, we just, it's one of those things that if I didn't ask, I'd really regret it
They're
later.
gonna be walking around the way.
Just to clarify the address,
It's
It's 350, not 250 for the agenda.
Yes,
it's a typo.
It's a typo.
Oh, it's
No,
40, 50?
No, it's Leonard.
Leonard.
It's
Yeah.
But it's not 250. It's not two
No,
fifty.
It's 350.
Yeah, thank you. Right. 250 was the old housing authority.
Right. It's 350 and you're on the east side of the street, I think?
Yep.
Correct.
How many, inside?
Inside, we have approximately 40 seats, and we have
40?
40, we have, and we have one ADA compliant bathroom.
You've had outside seating for quite a while.
Correct.
So is this different in any way from
No,
what
I
you've
think we
had?
had to pull it back a little bit to comply with the 12-foot clearance, but it's pretty much the same.
So I have one question. Those are subway gradings
Yes.
there? Yeah, do they count in terms of figuring the clearance?
No, this is why I said DOT the Park Hills. Sidewalk and outdoor sponsored by the.
But they used to count that
Well,
until recently.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
They pulled it back so we can, there's a little more space to walk, but they don't give a shit if we break our necks on the grates. Pardon me.
But about at least once a year, one of those things fall in. You always see someone on the bounce when you go right down. They never walk in.
Okay. Hours, my
I'll
friend?
call the question.
7 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week.
6 p.m. 7 a.m. to
7
6.
7 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week.
Okay.
Not Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Call the question.
Second?
Second by affirmation.
Are there any in opposition? Are there any abstentions? Recusals, hearing none, motion passes unanimously. Gabby is excused. Thank you very much for hanging with us. She has a prior commitment. She had to leave at 7. And I literally tied her here till 7, so
Thank you, Gabby.
She needs to miss out on Bubby's. See you soon. 20 Hudson. Part of.
Hello.
Welcome back.
One of our
Old
pre-
timers.
spots.
So just for clarity, Bubby's was here already for roadbed,
Mm,
which was a delightful, fun conversation we've had with them.
mm,
And now we're back for sidewalks. And the very first question I'm gonna ask that you answer when you're doing your presentation is the one that Francis asks all the time. How many seats do you have inside? How many total seats are we talking sidewalk, roadbed? And how many bathrooms do you have?
Oh. I can give that, okay. So inside I was told we had around 130 seats. And I believe they said like 40 tables. Not 100% sure. I'm trying to get that information for you. Let's hope they have 2 bathrooms, ADA. And so for outside, we are gonna be doing 20 tables, 40 seats. 6 tables are gonna be 6 tables and 12 seats on North Moore Street, where we'll use 5 feet of a 13-foot sidewalk, leaving 8 feet of bare path to walk. We're gonna have 14 tables and 28 seats on Hudson Street, where we'll use 9 feet, 9 inches of a 19-foot 6 inch sidewalk, leaving 9 feet of the sidewalk for pedestrians to walk.
So you're having, tables on both sides,
Yes.
and you have a roadbed?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't
Yeah.
we discuss that last time? You were gonna give up one, we weren't gonna have all that? That's a lot.
Yeah, I remember.
I believe we're gonna be giving up the roadbed, but I do not know, the applicants are online. So
Okay. Because we're gonna need to hear about the whole Megillah.
Yeah.
they are online, so they can answer some
Great.
questions for you.
So let's promote them to panelists so they can be part of the discussion. Hang on, Mariama. And the most important question that I have, are you a legal representation?
Legal representative, I'm with Michael Kelly's office.
Great. So total number of seats, total bathroom capability.
Yes. I didn't know these were gonna be some of the questions, or I've got the exact numbers for you, that's my apologies.
Or you can unmute.
Yeah, she's on. Hi, Tara. Welcome to Community Board 1. Your mic is open, but we don't hear you.
Hi, yes, I just wanted to clarify that we have 5 bathrooms. and that we are applying for roadbed and then the two sides of, both side streets for cafe seating.
So
And Ron is also on the call.
in discussions when you came to Community Board 1 in February, there was an agreement for a reduction in the roadbed.
Because
I
we
think
also
so.
knew you were coming back and you wanted sidewalk and we were
January?
hoping for the.
And we did reduce our roadbed seating.
Over here.
Last month. Last month.
So, I mean, perhaps you could let us know if you've changed your mind from the agreements that were made with roadbed in your decisions.
We did
with
reduce
DOT.
the roadbed. We did reduce the roadbed. Can you hear me?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
This is the
Sure. Okay, so everybody on the community board can refresh their memories. This is their updated roadbed with the reduction. So what you're looking at on this side is Northmore. The other side.
Were they having roadbed on both sides?
Correct.
No, that's what we're discussing.
There is no roadbed seating that we see unless I'm losing my marbles on Hudson. Could you confirm that, Tara?
I'm sorry, on Hudson Street? This is Northmore. What's the question about Hudson?
We
Hudson Street, we
understand
just
that.
have the cafe seating.
So there is no roadbed on Hudson, correct?
No, just cafe seating.
Okay, so they
By
have.
cafe, by cafe, you mean sidewalk.
Yeah, so on Hudson Street, we have Sidewalk Cafe. Then on Northmore, we have, let me pull up my other, thing. I think it's like 5 tables. Let's see, the Northmore is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 two tops along the side of the restaurant. And then the roadbed reduced the original amount of seats that we had in there because, it requested that we make it more, accessible. And you also raised a concern that there wasn't going to be enough service room, so we reduced the total amount of seats in the roadbed.
This is two different.
So,
Okay, so this is Northmore for sidewalk,
yeah.
and this is also where they have roadbed, both sides. All right, so there's sidewalk and roadbed on Northmore. And then on Hudson, it's just sidewalk.
Now, this intersection is a nightmare because of the Holland Tunnel. And it's often gridlock in the intersection where 2 or 3 traffic light signals can go without anybody even making it through. So any roadbed on Hudson Street should be soundly rejected, even if they're withdrawing it. We should make honorable mention of it in case they come back in the resolution. That would be an issue if they.
Their roadbed is already, we already.
Yeah, but that it causes so much gridlock. There's no way around it. Yeah,
So-
it's already.
So you've got 28 seats on Hudson
Yes,
and another.
and then we got 6 tables and 12 seats on Northmore.
But Hudson is sidewalk. It is not roadbed.
Right.
Yes, correct.
So you're adding 52 plus your roadbed. And the 5 bathrooms, are they all guest bathrooms?
52 for the
What?
sidewalk? Sidewalk altogether is 40. If I understand.
Okay, sorry, apologies. So it's,
Yeah, can I ask about the 5 bathrooms?
yeah,
Yes, 5 back.
are they all guest bathrooms? Or are you including service bathrooms in that number?
Those are
Like the,
including service bathrooms.
So
How
only the
many-
bathrooms and whether or
How
not they're
many
ADA.
public bathrooms are there?
Total restrooms for everyone, patrons and workers is 5. 4 single stalls and 1 handicap accessible.
so they want to know how many for the customers, not the workers.
She's saying.
I'm just saying, we only have 5 total bathrooms in the entire facility. There are no service
That's all.
bathrooms.
How many are just for customers? That's what they want to know.
5.
How,
Is there
We don't designate a difference.
Is there
No,
a
there's not.
employee bathroom? Okay.
Question. I don't know.
Wait. There is, let me check this.
And there's one ADA accessible.
Where is each bathroom located?
They're all downstairs, but we also have a handicap accessible elevator that goes and will take guests downstairs to use the bathroom. And there's always a manager that assists with guests to get in and out of the, like a lift, like a small elevator. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's above.
So it won't send it.
The road bed, what's the difference between what you're proposing and what was there previously?
For the road bed?
Yeah, during the code. I
Um,
pretty much remember that thing was pretty large.
Yeah.
I just want to know how much is reduced or with the
I
comparison.
think it's reduced almost by half. I think we had around 40 seats before. I think it was 7 rows of 3 tables each. It was 42 seats before.
Tara, when you had the, it looks like on your diagram, the current one, there are a couple of questions that I have. One of them is, in the current diagram, it does not, it shows you specifically below the fire escape. Don't you have to leave that, is that area required to be kept clear? It looks like you have something underneath it.
For the Northmore frontage side,
You see where?
it's not an actual, it's just a drop-down ladder. So we just have to have clearance from that, which we do. We don't have it right up against the ladder.
So it ends, right. That's right.
You have photo?
Isn't that,
There's a lot of stuff going on those four now.
correct me if I'm wrong, it is a drop-down ladder, AKA fire escape,
From a fire escape.
correct? I don't think you're allowed, so my question is, when you're looking at where the restaurant door is, right? Entrance or exit. I don't believe, and again, maybe the attorney knows from looking through the regs, that you can actually have a table underneath the fire escape ladder.
under the ladder?
The architect drew that, and so, and he is usually the one that is, in charge of drawing all this stuff and making sure that it's compliant. So I can go back to him and double check with him. And of course, if it's not allowed, then we can remove it, no problem.
Yeah, I see tables beneath it on page 3.
It's a fire hazard.
So this
Right.
is the fire escape. This is the entrance exit of the restaurant. And then this is the table that is one.
Okay.
So that would mean the table would be here against this wall, directly under the ladder.
Okay.
That's what.
And then the question is, because you've got a 2-top there, right, unlike this picture, which you had, I think there was outdoor sales. That won't be going on, correct?
No.
Right.
It's just dining.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the fire escape stairs that sort of concerned me there.
Those fire escape stairs in the photo are on Hudson.
Hudson.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's another one on North Moore.
Is that-
Yeah, says fire escape, drop ladder.
Oh, what you're looking at, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back, right there.
Yeah,
There's another one here.
then you'd have to lose those tables at least,
That's on Bobby's side.
yeah.
More.
Are
Yeah,
these-
let me talk to the architect and then I can have him, define that.
So
And-
we'll get resolution.
Yeah, we
And
would
then
like
it-
to submit a new diagram. I find it sort of untenable that you block a fire escape, especially these days. If you
Yeah,
don't,
I'll find out and I can get back to you.
okay, great.
There's another issue. So with having Sidewalk Cafe on Hudson, on the weekends, they have lines to get into the place. They're there for hours with 15, 20, 25, 30 people waiting there, blocking the sidewalk. So how is the establishment gonna mitigate that?
Tara?
Because it doesn't seem to be being done now.
So that's why we did want, to have some more tables, because back during COVID, we had a lot less tables and chairs. We wanted to have some tables on the sidewalk so we can have people sit and order food and not have the waiting outside, so there's not any issue with that.
So you think with adding these tables, you won't have lines anymore?
It's gonna help mitigate it and.
But there'll
get rid
still
of it.
be lines. So if there's still lines, what are you gonna do about it?
The thing is, it's, like he's saying, the more tables that we have, the quicker that we can run through the line, and it makes it so that we don't have to go on a wait and have a line, as frequently. So it's for like
All right,
weeks
but
during
when
the
it's
week.
infrequent, when
it
there's a
really
line
helps.
that's all right, please answer the question. When there are lines
I
there,
am answering the question. You just cut me off. I'm answering the question. So
What are you
that's
gonna
during
do
the week. On the weekends, we try really hard to make sure that we keep the line very organized. We have cones set out so that everybody is managed in a straight line, and we keep it as orderly as possible. You know, we have set
honestly,
up
I
cones
have
on
not
the.
noticed that personally. I've not noticed that.
Okay, Mark, hang on. Let's.
So it's an issue that's not resolved.
Yeah. We're gonna come back to that. We'll go through all the questions, but
All right.
we're gonna give Tara a couple minutes to think that through. Vincent,
Okay, I know we're not voting on this.
we
but
are.
you applying to, wait, but what I'm about to say, let me finish. Are you applying for road bed as well?
They did road
They
bed.
did road bed already.
They have road bed on Northmore, not Hudson.
Okay, that was just my question, because I thought they were gonna get road bed on Hudson as well.
No, that's.
No, we can't because
Bus stop
before we
there.
have the bus stop there.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured.
And Hudson,
Too busy.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
some
So-
traffic.
Tara. The concern about the queuing, I've been in the queue, as probably half this room has been in the queue. And the question starts to become, how do you manage the crowds so they're not in the clear path? That is the biggest issue that we struggle with, specifically because you have both sides on the corner, right? You have to tell us where will the queue be and how you will manage it, because it cannot be in the clear path, which is where it has been, and people can't get down the sidewalk. Especially more prevalent on Hudson because, as one of our board members, Vincent pointed out, the bus stops there. So what I need to hear from you is a confirmed plan and space. So when we're looking at, for example, your sidewalk cafe frontage.
So, can I point something out? So I found out with the ladder where it's at, we put the ladder exactly where it would go. And as long as the ladder doesn't fall down onto a table and it's got space, then you can have a table there.
Ladder is there, you can't, you have no control.
I'm sorry, we
Yes,
don't
so-
want one.
Yeah,
Just a table and chair can't be under it, that's all.
No, it's not, but it's to the side. So if the ladder falls here and the table's here, you are technically allowed to have a table
How
there.
many?
But you have a chair there? The person sitting there?
No, so if the ladder's right over me, you can't have it. But if the ladder's right here landing, then you can have a table and chair.
He's saying it's
So
on
you're
the
sitting
side
at
right
the-
above them. Somebody's escaping
Not on
Their
the.
home here,
Say
you
two different-
cannot
It does a fire
block
thing.
access.
Can you pull back the picture of the?
Because it's not considered blocking it, it's.
Fire escapes.
Yeah.
No portion of the sidewalk cafe can encroach upon, block, or attach to a fire escape.
That's a tight space.
So let's see.
Well, sometimes those things come down on their own.
And then like, you
No,
really wanna put a
they're
table
putting it-
between the two entrances, that's like, if I was a patron sitting there, I would be uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, it's kind of interesting because you definitely can't do an awning or an umbrella there. That's one thing. So that table's sitting there, and it flat out says, under a fire escape, you may not, right here, on the
Okay.
website.
It's still underneath.
No
it, but
portion of the
sidewalk.
sidewalk cafe can encroach upon, block, or attach to a fire escape. So, I mean, it shows a fire escape right on the website, and basically, you're not allowed to have anything underneath it.
So they need to move those two.
So, those tables need to be removed from your diagram. It's here.
And
Fire
on,
escapes.
on both faces of the restaurant, both streets.
Go down, go down. Yep, keep going. I'm just gonna block fire escapes. Here you go. You see where they're showing the fire escape? No portion, zero, nothing, can be below the fire escape
On North Wall, that's.
on either side.
Yeah.
So the two tables that you have there, those deuces, gotta go.
Okay.
Those, yeah,
No-
three
no
tables.
problem.
All right, which, here's the good news for that. It could be a place that you can have people stand.
Right,
queue,
exactly.
Because that's within your dining space. So, so that brings me to Tara. Hi. So you've got a door to the restaurant there. I know in the past, it's been a place that you could like order pies. I think there was a place at one point, a little kiosk that was outside that door. Now that you can't have the deuce there, it provides you an opportunity to have a small space that you could have people wait within your own space. Because they cannot be queuing in the clear path. And queue and clear do not work. Simple, right?
Correct.
That gives you a small area that's right by one of the entrances. You have your green cones that you put out. Can we have an agreement that that works for you?
I guess what I'm thinking is, with the new sidewalk cafe, as the previous person had said, we have new tables and chairs coming, which will have a smaller footprint. And so just for transparency purpose, we have a lot of people waiting. And I will, do my best to create spaces within our dining area for people to wait. But I also think if there's a way that I can utilize the space in front of Hudson Street that is not in the clear path, and people can still line up and be within our own perimeters, like that's probably something of which I'm going to consider doing. Does that sound okay?
Well,
The work consider doing, I would tell you, is a requirement. You must provide a place for people to queue that is not in the clear path. So the good news is you have space because you can't put a table underneath the fire escapes, right? So you have a small space on Hudson, you have a small space on Northmore that you could have people potentially queue. And we leave it to your responsible management team to figure that out. But you, as an organization, must ensure your clear path is clear. That is part of the responsibility of having the benefit of being in the public space. You are getting public space on the sidewalk, you are getting public space in the roadway. Your responsibility to the public for you to make money is to ensure that the clear path for people who are potentially not dining in your establishment is clear. You've been an amazing neighborhood asset. like I said before, probably most of the people in this room have been there, but it is a known. You have the opportunity to fix it within the current dining program, and we're telling you that that's a requirement, not a, I'll consider. It becomes a requirement that we will put in writing that you have agreed to provide space for queuing within your perimeters. Is that agreeable? Because if you don't agree, you can certainly tell us that. We will put that in our writings and see you at the public hearing. So, I mean, it's up to you. We think we're being reasonable, telling you what the expectations are, helping you to know that you can't put a table underneath the fire escape and trying to work with you. We're not being punitive. We're just trying to do what's right for your customers and the general public.
I'd recommend listening to them.
Yes, I understand. We will do that.
Awesome. All right, great. So I just want to clarify one last thing with the bathroom. There's 5 bathrooms downstairs. Are they all immediately, I go downstairs, I have to use the bathroom, there's 5 bathrooms that I can see, and you choose one to use. I don't have to walk through a work area, you know, underneath the pots and pans or whatever. I just see the bathroom and I go to it. Is that the case?
Yeah, you just walk down the stairs. The first one is the handicap, and then there's 4 other individual stalls. There's no like service area or employee area or anything like that. All of that is contained within the doors that are in the back of the kitchen.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Anybody else have any other questions?
All the questions.
Questions been called? Second.
Vote by affirmation.
Do I hear any abstentions? Do I hear any no's?
No.
And Marissa is a no.
Anybody online?
And do I hear any recusals? Meltzer abstains until full board. I'll look for the revised diagram, which I'm sure we'll get. right?
Yes, when do you want?
And I
to-
would too. I'd like to, I will abstain till full board as well.
Okay. Full board this month is, I'm taking a look, the 25th. We'd like it by the 21st, which would give you 9 days. Reasonable?
First. Yes,
Awesome.
we can do that.
Noon on Friday, the 21st would be great.
By noon, all right.
Yeah. Really appreciate it. Tara, save some cherry pie.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay,
see you
thank you.
later.
Bye.
Thanks.
377 Greenwich.
We're back again.
Mhm. Thank you.
Do you need copies?
Yeah. Good morning.
No.
This is a lot of
Okay.
things.
So, welcome back, I think is the right answer on this one.
Yeah.
This looks familiar.
Yeah, we reviewed the roadway already.
Yeah.
in our last meeting.
All right, so welcome back to Laconda Verde, and you're here for sidewalk. You have already come before us with road bed.
Mhm.
So we'll start with the top 3 questions. How many seats are you adding outside? How many bathrooms do you have inside?
I have the meeting. We have 135 occupancy on the main dining, only sitting 123. 86 occupancy on the private dining, only sitting 60. In total is 221 occupancy, only 183 seats. On the roadway, we were proposing 120, but it got revised and we changed it to 72, I'm sorry. And the bathrooms, the men's bathroom has 3 urinals and 2 toilets, 188. And the women, 3 toilets and 1 ADA.
I didn't check this.
I thought it was, I thought women had to have more, like twice as many as the men, some things to that effect. That was some,
I'm not a DOB person.
yeah, no, I thought that was some new legislation.
How many bathrooms do you have inside?
Six, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And how
2
many?
toilets on the men's, 3 urinals, and 3 toilets on the women's.
So actually, it's six, like.
So it's
has more
6 and-
accommodations than the women.
So
6.
6 and 3.
Uh-huh,
units.
6.
And 1 ADA.
In those ones, it's counted the ADA.
Okay.
It's 1 on the men's and 1 on the women's.
Okay.
So let's look at the fun sidewalks. I thought we did sidewalk.
We discussed.
We did the roadway and we removed
We discussed.
2 of the sheds.
I thought we kind of talked about it, but we didn't, we told.
This
them to
wasn't
come
the
back.
one that had the entrance, the service entrance and then walking around.
I don't think so, right? You don't have the service entrance and they have to walk all the way around the block to serve.
No, remember that on the roadway, we used to have 1 shed in here and another small in here and 1 long one.
Yeah.
And the service entrance is through this part of, Moore Street. So we reduced this one for the loading truck and we removed the small one and reduced also
Right,
this one.
right, right. It was between, yeah.
Okay, so
So, does the committee want a brief review of the roadbed of what
the
happened?
final road bed that they submitted, which they agreed with the reductions that we did.
Sure.
Okay, so let's see if I can share this quickly.
Thank you.
So we started off with this really tight situation. Right? We started off with this very tight situation.
There was no-
Then we,
Just go.
they were convinced to revise it to this, so that we get the service path, and there was another section up here that we got rid of. And I think we reduced seating here as well.
Yeah.
And
We reduced complete road and made it less
So,
Yeah.
wider.
Yeah. So they have a service path, they have ADA, they moved away for the most part from the tree pits.
Mhm.
Although there's still a questionable tree pit, but
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so now let's look at sidewalk. Susan can go as soon as we got the sidewalk up. Put her hand up.
Just.
No. that's cool. All right, so
It's a little bit.
just to make it really clear when we're looking at this, there is road bed everywhere on the right side of those planters. Right on Greenwich.
Not on outside, but yeah, on
I think
these
it's
2.
the 2,
Uh-huh.
near the 2 tripits. They
Yeah.
have it under,
But they have
Yeah,
all
not-
those plants out there in the pots.
so it's like
Like
the
the
roadbed is.
Rainforest over there.
Yeah, and the clearance of the manhole.
Yeah, that's right.
And all of this is open.
It's done.
All
Got it.
right. Mark.
I think
asked
they have
about
too
all
much.
the- Mark asked about all the plants that you have near the entrances.
It's probably in a photo.
And will you continue to have all of those plants? Because they are obstructions to the clear path?
Well, if it's obstruction, the clear path, they will have to remove it.
There are photos?
If it's inside the sidewalk,
Yeah.
they can keep it.
No, before it was for us. We were still serving.
Yeah, where are you serving? If you see where your dotted line is? That
Uh-huh.
comes up almost directly against the tables?
Yeah, yeah.
You're having the same problem
Problem then.
as you did in roadbed, where there's no service.
Yeah,
Therefore,
we'll
you'd
have
be
that.
serving from the clear path, which is not allowed.
So
I know.
For example, for this situation, you would have to remove this, so this is an entryway, and you'd have to remove this one, so you can walk past, and then this one to walk past, and then this one can stay.
No, the deuce can't get to the one at the end.
What is this? Is this a?
It's a one top.
Oh, well,
It's the Lonely Traveler.
Oh, then yes, so this has to.
Yeah, I mean, this was submitted in
Right.
August 3rd, so a lot of changes need.
You'd have to lose 4 tables. The first one, so you would have a single, a double, a single, and then the Lonely Traveler. All right.
2 lonely travelers.
I call it a Lonely Traveler, it's when you're sitting by yourself.
There's 2 of them though. Another one?
Yeah, there's another one.
And then down on the bottom half, you lose the Lonely Traveler on, that one could be there, but you would lose again 3 tables there because you.
Don't they have enough time?
You have enough clear path there, you just have to lose 1 table. At the deuce, yeah.
They would have to lose this. Because if they open up here, then this would not be tenant.
That's it.
I'm a little confused because you guys have round tables, correct? Are you guys,
There are different shapes of tables.
okay, so from my understanding, these windows, they open up in the summertime like doors, right?
Mhm.
So are you having the tables halfway in, halfway out? Because I don't see how you could fit 2 or 3 rows of tables there. The street is very narrow, especially on Northmore. You know what I mean? Between the roadbed and the sidewalk, I mean, even during COVID and after that, it was very hard to walk through there. You got delivery guys walking through their families with their kids. I mean,
And the planters.
I don't understand how that's
Yeah,
gonna
the
work.
planters will have to be removed.
Or indicate where they are.
I mean, they're
So-
beautiful plants, but it's just bad, don't kill them,
Like
don't
that-
kill them,
that
like we
picture is-
plant them
is
in
a
the
great
City Bank
depiction.
Park or something.
How
I mean,
could
they're,
fit-
you don't wanna destroy them,
Spinning.
you don't wanna destroy them,
But
it's
the
just
key
bad
is,
location.
if you have to make a choice as an establishment, we're not gonna tell you how to do that, that's your choice. But you either get the trees
Mhm.
and less seats, or you have the seats and less trees, because they both can't exist. in the
Can I
same
show you these plans? Because we were gonna revise, proposal. Taking into account the comments you made, for our
First
last, meeting. So we added, aisles between the,
path, you pass them.
between the tables and also the hallway, we create the hallways between the seats.
All right,
Okay.
so here we go, we have the same questions for you that we had, before, right?
Oh, is this gonna work?
This one retains all of your plants and reduces the number of seats. Oh, and the poor lonely travelers are gone.
Except for the top.
So let's start on Greenwich and work our way down, right? So when we're looking at the, Susan can't see these online. All right, so do me a favor, pull up, if you can, Onesh, we'll walk through the draw. Susan, I'm gonna.
I can.
Yeah. We're gonna try and scan and upload, the photo that was just handed out to Community Board 1. It's now 72 seats and 36 tables, according to the diagram that they've got. We're gonna start at the top of Greenwich and go down, right, for a conversation. You're looking at the Greenwich Street side from where you have your cordoned off area. As it comes out, you're missing a accessibility point for the first deuce.
Well, the thing is that when you open the windows, we
Yeah.
create these hallways between the tables that are 18 inches. That was the minimum you were requesting last time. So the waiter can pass through it and serve these tables.
So they're being served, and do the windows open inside or out?
Then it's,
Are they
Because if
online?
the windows push out into the public space, then it doesn't necessarily work unless the table is inside the framework of the doors. And I don't know if they work.
Are they online? They are online.
Take a picture of it and send it to her.
I'm fine.
We've got to be architects and interior designers.
And trust me, being a pain in the butt, it's just about trying to ensure, again, that people can walk up and down the sidewalk. And that includes the guests of your hotel as well as the general public.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just sent it to you, Susan.
I'm trying to put that on. All right, awesome. Here we go. Thank you, Onesh. Nice. Okay, so this is the new diagram that was just given to Community Board 1. So everybody can see it who's participating online. And the question that we have is, the applicant has said with the doors open, it'll be fantastic because you can serve the tables that are smack up against the wall. But the question is, if the doors open into the public space versus into the restaurant.
Checking, but also I want to make a comment.
Sure, absolutely.
In here you have a hallway around these tables, and you can also access from the outside to this inside the perimeter.
But not the first use,
Not this one.
not that one.
But she said if the window opens, you can go between the tables.
Maybe.
Yeah, you can go there between the tables.
Those are influences in between each seat.
Do you have alternate settings, for weather permitting? Like if it obviously if it's raining and you're not gonna leave the doors open, I would assume.
Well, if it's raining, they won't be able to serve outside anything.
Well, do you have awnings and umbrellas?
They have an existing awning on, I think it's on Greenwich, and an umbrella on one table that doesn't fit inside the awning. But still, even when it's raining, awnings are not that useful.
Yeah, the only umbrella that I see is that one that's on Northmore.
Yeah, if you see these rectangles with the dash line, it says fixed awning, retractable awning, retractable awning.
Yes.
Retractable awning and retractable. It's only outside the window.
There's a couple tables that look like there's not enough clearance. If we could take a look at that, so let's, again, we have concerns about the tables. If you want to start on Greenwich, the two deuces, not the four in the middle where you have enough clear paths, but the two deuces that are super, super tight in the beginning.
This one.
Yeah, on either side.
Right, because you've got, where you've done the tree bed, you did clear path to the railing that you're gonna put there,
Uh-huh,
but the deuce looks tight,
okay.
right? The deuces on either end are a strange question. At the first section on Greenwich. And the second section on Greenwich looks fine, and that's where you have all of your greenery, as Mark pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
Coming around to north.
That one, yeah, that one, yeah, there, the other one plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the one on, but you can walk
And then
between.
coming around to Northmore, the two tops that you have that are close to the plants,
Uh-huh,
that are super close to the wall,
uh-huh.
you might need to reduce that to a 1.
Mhm.
Because it does, even with the windows, if the windows don't open in, you're not gonna be able to get those two there.
Okay,
That's gonna have to be a 1.
okay.
And then that strange floating one,
This one on the middle?
yeah.
Why is it not connected to the?
Yeah,
No,
and
it can't be, because there won't be enough
It's
room.
not, because there's not enough room for the waiter.
so we would prefer if you just kept as tight as you could and not have a table out there. I mean, it's a little, it's tough.
There's already more tables out there than usually is.
That would actually allow them to move the barrier a little bit closer to the building.
And allow the barrier to replace the building
Yeah.
because Northmore has less, clearance on the street than Greenwich does. So it would provide a better pedestrian experience for everybody on Northmore.
Okay. I'm sending this to the owner so he can be aware of what we're talking about.
What are your hours for outside?
7 to 11 every day, but they are usually closing 10:30. But during business season, they stay open until 11.
7 to 11.
Sundays. We normally ask them, they're closed at 10 on Sundays.
No.
Outdoor dining, you can't start at 7 a.m.
You mean 7 a.m. or p.m.?
It starts at 8 a.m. You can't start at 7 a.m.
Okay.
Outdoor dining does not start before 8.
That's even more.
Okay.
7 sounds weird.
Yeah, I have here at 7, but I'm gonna tell them.
They'll have to do room service at 7.
We're gonna start.
Yeah, but for the people who live across the street, that's the.
Okay,
10
So-
o'clock on Sundays. Are we just gonna ignore it?
not sure.
Susan has her hand up.
Susan? Okay, your hours of operation, just so you know,
Can't hear you.
during the week, Sundays, you cannot start before 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And Monday through Saturday is 8 a.m. Those are the start times that
Okay.
DOT has provided.
8 a.m. Okay.
Yep. So that's, yeah. So Monday to Saturday would be 8 to 11, Sunday would be 10 a.m. to 11,
Okay.
according to,
Give me 1 second.
all right, anybody else have questions?
Give me the number of seats they're going to have outside, please.
How many seats outside total
Total, it's 72 for the roadway.
for everything?
And well, it depends how many we take out from here.
Right.
Oh, I think that's 72 minus
If
8,
it's 8, if it's minus 8.
so it's 64.
Thank you.
And how many?
136 total.
That's inside.
That's inside. And then
136.
road bed was reduced as well, Susan. They have. how
We
many-
had.
Remember.
And got reduced to 72.
So they have 72 in road bed, 64 on sidewalk. So they're literally doubling. How many, you have 136 total outside, and what is your capacity inside?
Capacity is 183 seats.
183.
So you're just about, you're,
And how many bathrooms?
5.
5.
Like
Doesn't
single
make
bathroom.
Really, it's not
Single
five.
bathroom.
Are they single bathrooms?
No,
5
the-
toilets and
within
3
one
urinals.
bath, they're not individual rooms.
I'm curious to understand if that's enough bathrooms for 300 people,
Also, I
because
told you that,
it's 319 seats potentially.
but the women are supposed to have twice as many bathrooms as the men, and it seems like the men have
Does
more.
that, I mean, are there, it's a hotel, are there other bathrooms
On the hotel lobby, yeah, that they can use.
Yeah.
that are separate from the restaurant?
But you can access from the inside.
Really needed.
Yeah, okay, well.
Whatever.
All right, well, that's fine.
Do you anticipate any buyouts?
Parties.
Let me ask.
Let's help you with this, not outside.
No, I'm guessing not outside.
No,
What you do inside with the windows and doors closed, that's great. Want to start? I'm so happy right now. No.
I'm hot, cold, hot, cold.
Okay. You good to go?
Don't
Yeah.
don't kill the plants, just give away to somebody.
No, yeah.
They're really pretty, but they're just in the wrong spot.
Drop them off at your house.
I can probably use a couple of them.
No events outside.
Good.
Just confirming.
Oh, did you ever find out if the windows opened in or out?
There it is.
Too bad they're not.
He's saying that during COVID that they opened the windows, but they haven't been open during the years, so
Oh.
they keep them closed.
Oh, so then your seating plan is not accurate. If the windows are closed and they're not serving from inside,
And you can't.
They have a waiter area all around.
well, remember those tables that they circled that you have to get rid of because
Uh-huh.
it's not even square.
Yeah, and
Right,
we agree that we're gonna remove them.
right, okay. So then the windows are irrelevant.
So we look forward to the revised diagram.
Okay,
Anything else?
By the 23rd.
I have it. Thank you, Lynn.
Florence is here.
Call the question.
Call the question.
Second.
Vote by affirmation.
Are there any no's? Are there any abstentions?
Abstain, so, get more.
Aye.
Nothing else.
Cole abstains also.
You're abstaining, Susan?
Until.
Yeah, I'm abstaining. Thank you.
Until.
No, on the bottom. Oh, this Joel.
I'm staying, gonna take your leave.
Curtis, until the full board.
We have the revise.
Right.
And they, so, all right, so it passes with the understanding that you need to send us through revise for full board.
Okay.
Okay,
Got it.
awesome. Really appreciate the work. Thank you very much for being flexible.
Good night.
Next is the renewal.
Church, Macro.
Macau. Macau Restaurant and Bar, road bed. Fantastic. Okay. So I assume you've heard the conversations thus far.
Yes, I did.
Awesome. See, there's an advantage to not going first,
Right,
truly,
absolutely.
because you might get through it.
Exactly. Yes, yes.
Welcome,
yes.
introduce yourself and let's get
Hi,
rolling.
my name is Patrick Fahey. I own and operate Macau Trading Company. We live in Church Street. I think we're going on our 17th year, actually. I've been down since 1999. I had a place called Sugar was there before. So
Oh, my.
I've been around this vicinity quite a bit of time. And we want to apply for the outdoor seating. And we submitted permits, as my general manager, Matt Morris. And we submitted as requested by the city and the Department of Transportation. And we had some assistance with one of the gentlemen from the DOT. He fixed my
Diagram.
stick and things, and that's it. That's it.
Okay, great.
You,
And it's just the road bed.
It's just a road here.
Cause.
are
You
you,
have any handouts?
Can't do anything.
What's
are
that?
you coming for sidewalk?
No,
Just the road.
roadway, yeah. I didn't know we could do sidewalk. Are we allowed to do sidewalk?
Well. From the
From the look of the picture, the sidewalk's really narrow. I don't-
Really.
It's a big sidewalk, but yeah, I
You got big plans.
Yeah, exactly. I got the plans there. All right, there you go.
We just said.
It's too narrow.
I don't
It's
think-
too narrow.
That's on the property, right?
I mean.
Oh, that's
are
it there,
those
yeah.
plans That are next to the roadbed that I guess was there.
Yes,
Those
that's
plans
back.
yours?
Yes, I mean, they've been there since, when I took over Four Roses, it was an old bar there.
Outdoor stuff next to them.
We
The
just,
city put those there, right?
a long time ago, we actually, the trees were, when they put it, the trees were small, one of them got ripped down by a truck. Yeah, it's a bummer. Yeah. But it seems like, it looks like now it's getting a little more lively. Water.
Okay, good. All right, so
So 16 seats. How many seats inside?
inside,
So you have two floors, the top floor, 63 seated, bottom floor is 27 seated. The bottom floor is only open on Friday and Saturday. So
How many bathrooms?
there's 4 bathrooms total.
ADA?
Yes, one of them is ADA.
One is ADA?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Better than the. Proportional.
Anybody have any questions? I would just comment to make sure that you have 10-foot clearance because your sidewalk photo does not show the
Sure.
clearance.
I have to move them. We've moved them.
Correct. And so you need to make sure that from the edge of the bottom of the step to the edge of the curb,
Will be
you've
10
got
feet.
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know the other question that we didn't ask about garbage pickup and delivery?
Yeah.
Do you have enough clearance for?
We do, it's, as you know, it's an ongoing, like, cluster,
Yeah.
something, and I don't know if you were aware that they ripped, I had Bell Rev. I don't know if you remember Bell Rev, right?
Yes, yeah.
Now it's no more, the building's gone, right? So
It'll be a condo now.
It's gonna be a condo.
Luxury condo.
It'll be nice for some people. So the one thing that, what I was hoping, why we want to spend the money on this was because with the construction of the next year, it's not gonna be really pretty over there. Especially
And dirty.
at night, so I'm gonna try to do little lights and stuff like that. But trash, it's tricky, I wanna say I'm gonna do something right now, but I don't know that right now, they just ripped down the building. They're going to be doing some crazy sidewalk, shed. I'm gonna do whatever I hope would pass with the community board and the citizens to try to keep it, because the rat problem seems to be almost gone right now.
Well, because there's no food outside.
There's no bags, everything's in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But where I can't really answer that question right now,
Well,
but
just be aware of it.
I will, yeah, no, absolutely, because because people are gonna be dining out there, so I wanna try to, make it so it's not like bad,
Gross.
Great,
gross.
thank you.
Any other questions?
Call the question.
Vote by affirmation?
Are there any abstentions?
I'll second it.
Good.
Thank you for seconding. Karen. Any abstentions?
Opposed.
Amoruso opposed. Are there any other abstentions or oppositions or recusals? Motion passes. Please, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Make sure those planters.
Yes, oh, you'll see. You do it like the
Oh,
Egyptians.
what are your hours? That was the one thing that we forgot to ask. I apologize.
Don't show no.
Hours?
Oh, what are we
So
allowed?
our hours, Sunday, Monday from 5 PM till midnight, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 PM till 2 AM, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
No.
No, that's the hours of the restaurant.
Not the outside.
Outside, we would not do, 11 PM, whatever it's 11, right?
Generally,
So-
yes.
We're not.
Midnight.
11:30,
So,
Just me.
okay, so the reality is you can go till midnight, but because of where you're located and the other things like that, obviously your indoor license is your indoor license.
Right.
That doesn't apply to outside. You'll have to do that change of operation with SLA.
Yeah.
But, if there was any way you consider Sundays to be earlier, I think,
Yeah, that's not.
Kids are going to bed and
yeah.
get ready to go to school.
So like 11 o'clock on Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah, I don't see that that's a problem.
or Sunday, Monday?
Sunday, Monday, yeah.
The idea was 11 o'clock.
Sunday, Monday, 11, the other
Outside.
midnight.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Jordan.
250 SC Farm.
Oh, this is simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. Thank you for.
This is over in.
This is at Brookfield.
Yeah,
It's on the side of
It's
Brookfield.
inside, yeah.
Yep.
See you soon.
Okay,
Oh, this place.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That's there now?
yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we moving? We move? Or, oh, well, anyway, go ahead.
The barriers are not currently set up. We are doing a 32-foot wide sidewalk cafe, 4 3/4 feet deep. We have a 21.5-foot sidewalk there. We're planning on doing 4 tables, 8 seats. And we have a clear path of 8 feet between the bollards. Hours of operation, Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Inside seating, maximum occupancy, 196, 8 outside, 2 ADA compliant restrooms, with multiple stalls in each.
So what's different from what's there now?
Question. Less seating, actually.
And they're just going around something.
Yeah.
What is it, 18?
They're lucky the location is,
Yeah.
much foot traffic.
Call question?
Second.
Affirmations?
Are there any abstentions? Are there any in opposition? Any recusals? Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. Great night.
Good night.
See, love that fast.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone, Warren? Oh, no, you
What
got
happened to
Jeremy's
28?
there.
I did.
Jeremy's in
Front.
I did forget it. because-
Roadway.
Sure.
Jeremy's. Hi, guys.
We're applying for the roadway cafe. Four tables, 16 seats.
No, that was Salt Depot,
Two,
around the same area.
single occupancy bathrooms, third urinals only. I can't pretend that our front door isn't 4 feet off the ground though. So as far as ADA goes, I can't say that we're right. It's a building 150 years old. And between the ADA and the landmarks department, it causes a lot of difficulty for them.
So other than you're not doing anything on the sidewalk?
No.
I don't think they can.
They already did.
Yeah.
We got the little
balcony,
patio.
yeah,
We
the
couldn't
patio that takes
sidewalk.
up space and
Right.
makes it very narrow and.
Well, we didn't build that, that's the.
Yeah.
But for their.
What's her name? What's her name? Who had the daughter?
Callie,
Yeah.
Callie, yeah, that's right.
So what are they in?
So they're
Roadway.
Oh, we're doing the
You got-
roadway. Can we
yeah.
go back to that picture?
Mm-hmm. That's Front Street.
They're very narrow.
Yeah, very, yeah.
It's a narrow street, but that's why we
It's
can't have it
107.
8 feet, they made us have it 6.5 feet.
I can't say no because the Italian restaurant.
Is that yours with the?
It's more shallow because they were given, I remember from the last applicant who was here, they were given 6'6".
Yeah, we don't have 8 feet like everyone else, it's a little narrow. It's about the width of a car.
Are there any other roadways on the street?
Yeah.
And they're 8 feet?
No, they all have to be 6.
But it's,
6,
yeah,
8,
because
they
it's a
can't be wider.
narrow.
First one.
It's debatable. I believe they will have to do an FDNY variance on this street,
Oh, yeah.
but we have not heard. So my question for you, for Jeremy's Ale House is, where are you getting your deliveries?
Well,
And how are you getting deliveries?
our beer is delivered on next slip, which is a wide enough street for them to line up.
And it's only.
And then they just walk down the sidewalk?
Yeah, it's not a,
What happens with garbage?
we have an area here where the garbage will go, it's on, you can see.
On top of the transformer?
Well, no, there's a space between the transformer and the side of the,
Where the stairs are?
So here?
right there.
3 foot.
Alright. Just out of curiosity, your private carding company, are they all the same on the block so that you have? like-
Yes, I
Yeah.
believe they are.
Okay,
They
great.
certainly are for Suteshi, which is on the corner.
Yeah, so you don't have different carders coming.
No, I think it's pretty standard for that.
Good, good. Do we have any other questions?
Well, Have you left enough space for service? Because there's concern as to, the diagram doesn't accurately show, obviously, your front space. And
Yeah, there was a nicer diagram, but the DOT lost it and then made their own.
It's, I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. Do you have access to the initial diagram and could you send it?
I don't, I wasn't handling this, with conversing with the DOT, I'm just showing up for this. Cause
Okay,
the people
yeah.
are not here.
I mean, the whole issue that we have when taking a look at this is the frontage of the restaurant's not accurately depicted. It doesn't actually show, I know you're applying a road bed, but it doesn't show quite how tight the sidewalks are.
Yeah, it's about 6 feet.
Yeah. It's
5.5. Like 5.5.
Clear path, maybe.
You know who has access to the original diagram?
I don't, I gave in the original diagram. We've been given
They
lost in
asked them to recreate it.
I suppose I.
So they walk out the front door, down the stairs, and then start further bit from there, right?
Well, yes, so, in that area, I mean, we keep the sidewalk clear. We did this for years with the, well, I mean, we have a guy stationed outside that kind of keeps people inside or in the bin.
And what
We
hours?
actually close it at 9 o'clock on weekend.
Oh, which reminds me to ask, what are your hours?
Well, we're 12 to midnight, but the outdoor is good, it's listed at 10. The weekends we really do 9, for the outside.
Weekends being Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday, Saturday. possibly
And Sunday?
Thursday. Sunday is slow. I guess we probably would only be difficult to say. It's the Friday. I don't want it to go too late because I don't want the crowded people on the Friday. It gets a little too much and I don't want to handle that.
Got it. So you said Friday, Saturday to 9 or 10, which one are you?
Well, we were doing 9 before we got rid of it. So Friday, Saturday would probably be 9.
Okay, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 9 o'clock.
Friday,
That's the
Saturday.
patio.
And then Monday,
What's that?
That's the patio.
No, that's
piece?
That's the outdoor, the street.
Oh, no, okay.
and then, you say midnight, Monday to Thursday,
No, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Okay, got it.
Oh, quick question.
Second.
All right,
Affirmation, vote by affirmation.
do I have any in opposition?
I got a partner.
That's Curtis and Amoruso in opposition.
lives right there.
Do I have?
Susan.
Susan,
And
you're opposed?
She's a-
Okay. Joel, are you opposed?
No, I'm good.
Okay, do we have any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. I think the concerns are, and I will tell you, quite frankly, the sidewalk's super tight. You gotta make sure you don't have people queuing, hanging, doing.
Well, we have a person in the door Thursday, Friday and Saturday to check on that and I do as well, sitting outside.
Perfect.
So,
All right, thanks
They
very
still
much,
do it there
sir.
with the ties
nobody wears ties anymore.
on the ceiling?
Nobody wears ties. Like, yes, we would. They're expensive, they're not cheap.
There you go. Thank you very much, sir.
Now,
81 more.
now 81 more. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us. Just very briefly, this is Mark, the owner of the restaurant. He actually owns it with his mom, and should I not talk?
Oh, keep going.
Okay. And you were kind enough about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, to give us a liquor license, which was wonderful. They're my tenants. I came to support them as the landlord. I also own the building next door to help them in any way that I can. This is their lovely manager.
Yeah.
And what else do I want to say? They've been an incredible tenant. Their rating on either Google or Yelp is 4.9 out of 100, things. And I'll give it to Mark. I just wanted to be here for support. Thank you.
Yeah, we're here applying for a roadway cafe. We actually originally applied for a sidewalk cafe and were denied because of their fire escape ladder. So that point,
Yeah.
it's divided, so we're now doing we're doing the roadway cafe now. We have 60 seats inside. That'll be 20 seats outside additional.
Where's the diagram?
What? That's sent from DOT, right?
That's what we have from DOT.
Okay, it seems, okay, so let me just clear this up, I've had some trouble with DOT, this week, the last 2
I
weeks.
can
They have been sending,
forward you the latest one.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And can you go to the front as well, later?
But anyways, it's 60 seats inside, 20 additional seats outside, 2 bathrooms, 1 ADA.
Okay, so 20 outside,
20?
20 out,
It'll be 5 tables, 20 seats,
how wide?
8 feet wide, 21 feet. I'm gonna pull it to you right now. It's right here.
Awesome.
It's in the roadbed, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
And in that space, do you have the aisle to serve?
From the curb, yes.
You can't serve from the curb.
We have an aisle into the space with an ADA ramp, a deployable ramp, yes. And I just said that too now.
I'm waiting for it.
It'll come from Top Restaurant, it's a forward from DOT.
Tacos are really good online.
I'm sorry?
I said, look at the tacos online here.
Oh.
I'm enjoying that.
It's really, they're huge. Just trying to look at it.
So we're just gonna pull up your diagram for you. Let's go over the hours. Let's try and get all the questions out of the way before we hit the diagram. And I can't even thank you enough for mentioning about the ladder. So bonus points on that one. What are your hours for outdoor roadbed?
12 to 10 every day.
Like at one entrance has to be for the building.
All right.
That's probably.
Just want to make a point to the committee, this restaurant is directly across from that hotel.
The hotel is
Directly across one we have,
it's further down to share with you.
it's on the same block.
Yes, yeah.
We struggled.
Yeah. That's so, you know.
Sorry, still waiting.
Yeah. Just for argument's sake, where do you get your deliveries and how many other roadbeds are on your side of the street?
No other road beds on our side of the street. Deliveries is in the loading zone on the north side of Warren is where the truck parks, and then they bring things from the north side. It says it's sent.
Who is it coming from?
It should be from Todd Restaurant. It says it was sent to you.
What address would you send it to? Or give the channel?
James, one James.
What did you say, sir?
That's right. That's who I was emailing yesterday.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you sent it, but it takes a while.
Oh, to come through,
Yeah.
sure.
Max was here. It could help.
How many seats inside?
60,
And you're 20 outside?
20 outside.
You sent it to
Can you remind me the hours, please?
12 to 10 every day, 12 PM to 10 PM.
Thank you.
Those are perfect hours.
Did you send it to Manual One or to Anesh directly?
Onesh directly.
It takes a while, because it's a city server.
So
working.
it does look like. I'm going. There she goes. All right, so we get it up, just for everybody to know, you're going. There's a manhole cover which is on the right side of the frontage. So you're 1'6" from that. And gas valve? Can't be over the gas valve, can you?
There's a, where we don't have a floor there, it's not having a floor, so the DOT actually took our floor out of the plan, and then they added a deployable ramp down to that, so there's two gas valves that are out in the street there.
Oh, no,
They're-
only one on 81 and one on 79.
But they're in the street, like where the cars are, they're not in the, like the loading zone, which is where the
Right.
roadway cafe would be.
We discuss garbage?
The loading dock, is it?
We discuss garbage?
Well, it's.
Garbage, we use Philco, it goes, it's effectively in front of that manhole cover, which is outside of the roadway cafe.
Okay.
It's a little
So-
west.
Share that.
Coming up.
There you go. So this is what we're talking about, folks. And that's the gas valve that I asked about. That seems to be that black dot in the road.
Looks neat
Yeah.
compared to the tables.
DOT added that in.
And DOT cleared you to have a table so close to the gas valve?
Yes. He made those edits at DOT.
Is the gas valve tall or is it
No, it's
flush with the ground?
flush with the ground.
Embedded.
And that was one of the reasons why they took out the floor, and it's just gonna be directly on the street. And they did an ADA ramp to access the
Yeah, whole, yes, by Tarjay.
That whole utility thing.
Danger zone. so
Mhm.
they can break their light.
That's what I'm, gas valve.
They're coming
Okay.
to quality of life.
They send out those messages. If DOT put it there and said in the street it's okay, that's,
I don't think that drawing is pushed to the correct.
streets.
If there with you, there's additional cutoff valves within the building itself as well.
Okay. Yeah, just odd, because,
It kind of needed to access that valve. How would it do that?
Just go.
they're not gonna have a floor in their sidewalk, in their roadbed rather. There'll be no floor, so it's basically tables and chairs on the
On the street.
asphalt, in the street with whatever, I assume umbrellas or whatever else you got.
But there's a barrier surrounding it, which
Yeah,
could
Yeah, they
could
have
be an
walls, big
impediment
walls.
for the utility to get in there.
no, they all have to be portable, so no, you can't be impediment.
Just because you have to break them down.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
Let's go.
You're not gonna have anything out there of value, because you gotta leave some stuff out.
Can I call the question?
Just table this here.
Call the question.
Vote by affirmation.
are there any no's? Marissa's a no.
On principle,
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Hearing
not
none,
for any other reason.
hearing no other no's, are there any
None?
abstentions? I know, no other no's. Alright, and no recusals, motion passes, thanks very much.
Very kind of you for your time. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you, and good luck.
Okay,
Good, the top of the brain.
Max. Let's go. 134 West Broadway.
And Max has already applied for a roadbed.
Yes.
No, we're for the sidewalk company.
Right, no, but you have already done roadbed.
The road best.
Oh, right.
Yeah, hi.
Yes.
I remember looking
Yes.
at those.
I had dinner there on Valentine's.
Yes.
Night.
You're a
All
busy
right.
man tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy one. So we're applying for Sidewalk Cafe. This is gonna be 10 tables with 20 seats. We're using 7 foot 1 inch of a 19 foot 6 inch sidewalk, which leaves 12 feet 5 inches of space to walk. There is a fire escape, but it's to the side, so we're not in
on the way of it. Inside, we have 22 tables, 45 seats, 9 bar seats. We have 1 ADA accessible bathroom. And right now, we are open from 5 PM to 12 PM. And the outside would close at 11 PM.
But we will reconsider to open for lunch, because we have an open center, so.
So how many, can you be a little bit clearer, how many seats do you have inside, plus how many total outside?
22 tables inside with 45 seats, 9 bar seats. And then outside is gonna be 10 tables with 20 seats.
And what about roadbed?
That is eight tables, 2 seats.
So 16.
16.
36, 46, so you're doubling the size of what you have. You have 45 inside and you, plus 9 bars, right? And then you have 36 outside, so it's almost doubled what you have.
No, not 36, it's 10 tables, 20
It's
seats.
20 seats.
Yeah,
and
36 altogether with the roadway, it'd be 36.
It's 36 outside. Yeah. 36 outside, 9 bar stools, 45 inside, and how many bathrooms?
1 ADA bathroom.
You know, it's one bathroom per 75 people for restaurant code.
Great.
I have a question. So altogether, the number of people involved would make this a large venue. Do we count outside seats when determining large venue?
We will going forward. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, this qualifies.
Okay, so we can.
My bigger issue and question is the one bathroom and,
Not enough.
90 people.
Not 90. If you were 70 or.
But what's the total?
90.
75.
90.
90.
90.
We were.
With the
given
adding of
maximum
the-
number possible, but.
You
mean the maximum number that would fit, not the maximum number that's necessarily legal, right?
Maximum number. But, the truth, I'm gonna be very honest, we might not even do the roadway. And we rather have sidewalk and just indoors than the roadway as well. We were approved, but.
I appreciate that, but if we have said yes, then we have to look at your total picture. And so if you said to us, well, we're gonna cancel roadbed and we're only having sidewalk, this would be a different conversation, but you've been approved for both and you're looking for the flexibility, which we appreciate. But what we're looking at is saying, the law says that I believe you need 1 bathroom per 75 people.
74.
74. Now you're over 90 and you still have 1 bathroom. And roadbed, while seasonal, sidewalk is not. So currently you'd be at 74 full-time seating plus 16 in the roadbed.
So if we got rid of the roadway, and only have a sidewalk, that's
Yeah, we can definitely.
would you
do that
guys allow that?
Okay, we will do that because honestly, the cost of storage and building and Tribeca is not, at least for us, not that busy in summer.
But in order to do that, I will need an email from you, email to DOT and just CC me on the email when you withdraw the route bid.
We'll do that.
Yeah, okay. And I need that before.
Of course.
So again, you're the one with the Friday deadline.
Yeah, of course, not a problem.
Question. Looks pretty tight from the barrier to the seats. Where are people, how are they moving in and out?
They're removing it.
Oh, you guys are moving it? Okay.
I'm sorry, we're removing the roadway.
Yeah.
Are you asking about the
No, I'm
sidewalk?
talking about this.
Isn't that the road bed?
No, this is the sidewalk.
Oh, that's a side.
How are they getting over here? To this side?
To serve.
Oh, they're serving from
Coming out
here.
the door.
They're serving this one.
So I did actually, yeah, so you come in right there. I see what you mean you mean by getting to the seat itself.
How are people getting to those seats?
Getting in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did actually
Oh, the
speak with
square.
client before and,
Table is in his.
we'll know there's gonna be
Yeah, between the tables, right?
stanchions around it.
Yeah.
So,
So if you had 3 on each side, you could space those tables out well enough for
which
somebody
we
to
did
get
have
there.
during, during the COVID seating, that's how we had it, and I did speak to client beforehand about it, that this may be an issue that gets brought up, the fact of those 4 tables are put together.
Right.
So, and you still agree to having the
We
8
had-
tables instead of the
For
10?
COVID, we had 8 tables, we were fine with it.
Okay, so we will do 8 tables instead of 10.
Okay.
So that gives us that space where the server can walk and, people can sit.
But then we need the revised,
We, of course,
yes. Any other questions?
No. Any other questions online?
Call the question.
Second. We don't go by.
Oh, by affirmation.
Are there any no's?
Can I just ask something?
Hold on, we're in the middle of a vote, so,
Well, it's relevant to the vote.
okay.
Should we be voting dependent on their submission, their letter of withdrawal?
So right now, we're voting on 16 for their outdoor sidewalk.
Right.
Right, which. Let's see.
We're not voting, we'll go there, yeah.
Yeah. We're not, we already approved them for roadbed. We will make a note that they don't have enough bathrooms. They'll let us know if they've withdrawn by full board for roadbed, then the vote will stand. If they haven't, then we'll probably vote this down. We'll lose it and get tonight. So that is the relevant answer for the board. And the vote is still open. Are there any no's? Amoruso is a no.
1 second, guys.
I gotcha. Are there any abstentions?
Yeah, I'll abstain.
Aaron abstained.
I do too.
so abstain until we send the email?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this.
How many?
Me too. I'll abstain too.
Does motion pass? Yeah, because Joel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 to 4.
I'm sorry, who abstains? We
Uh,
have,
Cole, Stam, and Curtis abstained, and Marusa was a no. And then you have 5 yeses, which is James, Moore, Hernandez, Meltzer, and Sapel.
6 yeses.
Okay. Awesome sauce. Appreciate it. Remember, you've got a little bit of work to do to get info for us. Again, it's removal of 2 tables.
Yes.
So there's pathways to get into the space. And it's a note that says that you're not doing roadbed during the season. If you decide that you want to do roadbed, then you probably have to cut the seating in half of those spots in order to comply with the bathrooms.
It's not work. Rebecca and some still done.
You understand, I mean, it's just, you can't have one bathroom and, you know, there's a.
It's great because there are just April and May that you can film maybe inside and outside, and summer it's not, but I don't. know.
People are gone.
I would rather.
Well, the sidewalk, remember sidewalk cafe is 365 days.
It's year round.
So on a day like today where it was.
We would rather, yeah, no, I prefer the sidewalks because.
Oh, absolutely. All right, thank you very, very much for coming. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
I'll change my vote to yes.
Well, thank you.
We are gonna pass out.
But they fixed the table, so.
And I'll change my vote to yes also, so there.
Oh,
We appreciate that.
Been in neighborhood since 2001. I'm the
Exactly.
first person I want to make sure that everything.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
And our food's good.
Now
Thank
we're.
you.
They said.
Their seats inside.
Okay, yeah.
I'll be right back.
You ready?
81 Hudson Puppy.
Mary, are we okay?
No.
I couldn't believe it. You were walking in one of your car?
Thank you, puppies.
Hello, Charlie, I've been a general manager of Public Staffing for 17 years. And we are applying for a sidewalk cafe.
Okay.
I think we have pictures, you guys have had, tables outside for a while.
Yes, it's weird though.
It's the fine IKEA furniture. So we do take everything in at night. We do like to take it in early. And we don't want to disturb any of our neighbors. And we, our hours are, in essence, during the week, we open 11:30 a.m. On the weekends, we open at noon. Sunday, we close at 8. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, if we stay, we're there till 2. We don't stay as late as we used to.
You know, you can only be outside till midnight.
Yeah, so we normally, 11 o'clock is when we, and sometimes even earlier, like during the week, just because we like to pack it up.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because we do these amazing sandwiches, which a lot of people don't know. And the seating is for people to really sit and have a sandwich, to be able to sit.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Did you bring them in? Clarify, it's 11 PM throughout the week and 8 PM on Sunday?
Yes. And
So
like I
is
said,
this
we, like,
there now?
on a Monday or Tuesday, you know, there's, it could be 9, 10.
Is that what's approved now, what you have? Out there now?
Yes.
Do you have the old sidewalk through DCWP? Or just since COVID?
Just since COVID.
Just since COVID.
Yeah, so on the front, on Hudson Street, we have a little over 15 and a half feet, so we have plenty of room for our 8 feet, clearance. And basically the way we have set up, our capacity inside is 62, capacity outside will be 32, and we do have 2 bathrooms.
So there's.
And on Harrison Street, it is a wide street as far as deliveries and the bus and everything. And we do have room for our 8 feet clearance with the setup that we have.
So the thing that I have a problem with is that on the Hudson Street side, there's often people on the sidewalk congregating with drinks.
Right.
I mean, could be like a couple of dozen people on the sidewalk all the way up to the street line, holding their drinks. And it just seems like that's been going on for a while and nothing's been done about it.
So with this, and when I talked to DOT, they told us, he said he might include it, but basically we will have stanchions or ropes. And we do have a door person and staff that tell people, you know, once we're approved, we're gonna make it as pretty as possible, and have stanchions out there and let people know you're either inside or you're within the perimeter, which will be clearly marked with the,
Is that not happening now?
not right now.
Yeah. So can we note this in the resolution that it's been a problem for a while? Congregating on the sidewalk with drinks.
So the applicant affirms that they will have staff to monitor the outside, not the bartender, because when the bartender.
No.
I've been in there, the bartender cannot leave.
Yeah, no, we have this doorman, we even have during the day now, like on Saturdays, and we'll, you know, once summer, or once the weather kicks in, we'll probably have someone, we can have someone there on Sundays.
Okay.
But it's usually, yeah, what he's talking about is after work, and we will have someone there for when it, you know, when the after work crowd is there, to make sure people are within, yeah.
I know you have a couple of old college regulars that are probably not gonna like this. but-
Not at all.
Yeah. We'll move on.
What's your capacity inside?
62
62.
Inside, middle,
32,
32 outside.
32
Those large bins. And bathroom,
2 bathrooms.
and ADA.
32 seats total? Because it doesn't look like 32.
How many on Hudson, how many on Harrison?
It'll be, we'll have 6, it'll be 24 on Harrison. And then it'll be, 8 to 10, so let's just say 8 on. in the
You
front.
see what your diagram shows me, right? Your diagram shows me 12 on Harrison. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yes, but yeah, there would be, that's a horrible rendering of an artist. There would be 2 seats next to each other and that would still fit within they're the smaller, the tables aren't even 2 by 2.
Okay, and you still have enough room for service within,
Yes.
right? Not service on sidewalk.
No, within the, yeah.
So the
And
table
we
numbers
will,
are,
we will mark it with stanchions.
the table numbers are correct, it's just you're doubling the seats.
Yes, yeah, those little circles aren't.
So it's 24 on Harrison, and then you had 2 tables on Hudson,
On
so
Hudson.
that's actually gonna be 4, or is that? still
4 in each.
So.
So 32 altogether.
24.
Gotcha.
Back to the
Yeah, I
ADA
mean,
bathroom.
If it ends up being crazy, my only comment to you would be to remove one side of seating to make sure that if people are standing, they're just not on the other side of your
Right,
enclosure.
right. And that's, I mean, with the stuff that we have, we'll adjust it if we put the table right up against our wall, you know, just to make sure people are within that. The bathroom, as far as I know, I've had people in there with scooters and wheelchairs and use the bathroom.
You're probably grandfathered, though, I assume.
It is, yeah, the bath.
You've been there forever, so, yeah.
Yeah, they're right by the bus stop, and that's, there's a lot of problems.
Can I call the question? Call the question.
Second.
Are there any no's? Are there any
This is,
abstentions?
Amended with the, security, I'll say yes.
Thank you. So
But we'll see what happens if renewal comes, you can monitor it.
Oh, yeah, no, believe me, I want someone to, and people want to be out there.
all right, awesome. Thank you very, very
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you.
We have
34
Rocco.
White.
No.
No, you're not.
Oh.
You have
Oh,
the front there.
We're gonna have one more and then one more. A 5-minute break, please.
That's
Yeah, we like that.
Should I stand up there?
Let's talk into the
I'm here,
house.
this is, here's my father who's keeping an eye on.
Sit right here.
He's,
keeping an
over here, she won't leave me
You
alone.
can keep a better eye on you over there.
So we've been there 19 years. We're applying through the new process for these. You have the drawings. Yeah, it's going to be rapid fire answer the questions. There's 63 seats inside. We're applying for 30 outside. We have 2 restrooms, 1 ADA. Our hours are going to be noon to 10 PM every day, 7 days a week.
So that's existing now, those
Yeah.
photos?
Yes.
And there's no alteration to that?
But that's from last fall.
Drawing from 2006, when we originally opened, and we had to do community board.
And the photos are the last summer.
Everything else.
But that's what you're gonna, that's what you.
Yeah, that's what we want to do again, is get that.
We had to go to landmark commission too.
Thank
Mhm. So my only comment is gonna be the one you've heard many, many times. You see your dotted line?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no service path.
You have to have enough space.
So
we have to make a choice. I guess,
Smaller
make
table?
a smaller table.
is 10'8".
Remote table.
I'd
I
say,
mean, 8 is not quite big enough, I guess, to
well, I
serve.
don't think you need 10 feet per 8 inches. You just need 10 feet, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you do have the ability to pull out a little bit. Is that door where they're coming in and out of for service? Or it
Yeah,
says
yes.
door?
Yeah.
The sidewalk capping perimeter, it says 4 for 2 inches. Are the tables
Yeah,
gonna be up near 4 foot?
the tables are 4 feet. The ones that we had prior were 4 feet.
That's-
So I guess you have 2, but they'd be like 10 inches,
You need a service path of like 18.
18, okay.
People are not 10 inches wide. I mean, some might be, I'm clearly not, but some might be. But I mean, seriously, you need to find a little bit more than 10 inches.
So
So,
we'll have to use smaller tables.
yeah, sorry,
Suggest about 18 inches.
which is normal restaurant service path for the inside. It's like 18 to 24. We're just saying 18, and that's what DOT is advised.
This is Church Street. At night time, there's no soul walking around here. Even though it is a very short street at night and day, there's nobody walking around.
Yeah, but we
Church
have to,
Street?
yeah, so you have to conform.
I've been there for
Yeah,
20 years.
We would be serving in between the tables, but we still need, we wouldn't be serving from the end of the tables. You still need to have that 18 inches from the end of the table. Because they would walk through to get there.
You'd be walking.
They wouldn't
Walking
be
here.
They'd be
standing there.
using the
Exactly.
sidewalk.
Can't use the sidewalk.
Right. So I mean, you've got 10 inches, see if you can find 8 inches somehow.
Yeah.
Because your diagram, you really only need 8 more inches,
Right.
or 10. If your tables are 4 feet, you've got 4'2". I'm taking the 2, adding it to the extra 8.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
10.
then we get
You
another
need
8.
8 more inches.
So it's not much, but
It's not
we gotta
much.
get this table, get a saw out. It'll be-
Sandpaper.
He's not gonna like it, but I'm gonna have to buy new tables.
Plus, you're gonna.
Great way to renovate.
It has been struggling for 20 years, the same way they design it right now, presented to landmark,
I don't,
everybody else.
I don't make the rules. I just try and follow them.
And nothing has changed for 20 years.
Well, but now DOT has changed.
The city's changed for the worse.
City, yeah.
Well, so we're gonna say that you have a 10-inch service path and we have concerns that it is too small.
Right.
And tight, and that you could send us a diagram that shows 4-foot tables and 10-inch service path.
No,
Sure.
the tables are 4 foot.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it
but
didn't
he's
say
got
on the
4'2".
diagram. That's the space, I guess we
So
were.
it really needs to have 4 foot and then take the extra 8
But I
to
didn't-
make it,
The tables.
4 foot 10 inches and move the dotted line back a little bit. Mm-hmm. For 8 foot variance.
So let me ask you,
I'll remeasure.
The street.
if we take this table,
Look, ladies,
like, take this table and make table like this, the other way, rather than making a big table.
Yes, that's perfect.
yeah,
And I can put 1, 2, 3, 4 tables, and 3 tables.
Yeah,
yeah, we do it.
Put the same thing over here.
So we
Yeah.
just say
We're gonna-
okay, sounds good.
But you lose seating.
Do me a favor,
We'll lose some.
you might lose some, send us a new diagram.
Okay, I'll go with the smaller tables, I will.
So it would be
We're gonna reverse the table.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah, that's
4,
way too-
5, 6, 7 tables, right?
But probably gonna be
14 seats.
Wait. Hold up.
40,
We have
correct?
good news for you.
We have good
We have
news.
really good news.
It's
You
8 feet.
don't need a 10-foot clearance.
It's 8 feet.
That's what the architect told me.
Because you're on a neighborhood corridor,
Yeah,
we're not on
neighborhood,
the
okay.
regional
I thought we
corridor.
were- My bad. I thought it was a regional corridor.
No, you're on a neighborhood corridor. Are you sure Church Street is neighborhood? I know White is neighborhood.
White is definitely neighborhood.
But that's
I
their address.
think Church,
That's their address.
Yeah, our address is
I
on the White Street side.
34 White.
I think
But you gotta
Church
comply
is
with that.
the.
You gotta go by the street. not
Yeah, you gotta go by the
address.
street.
By architect, they told me, it's
Ah,
approved by the landmark and everything else.
Yeah, I was looking at the other
You're
one,
looking-
sorry.
No, Church Street is a regional, and that's a 10-foot clearance.
Yeah.
If we could make them smaller tables, make them 3 tops for all the wheels out there. Yeah, the long traffic.
So can we go over account?
But we will.
It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tables, 14 seats.
Everybody be more than 7 tables.
Well, on the,
I'm
on
gonna
the
turn
church,
the tables, make it smaller, so I can fit more tables the other direction.
Because remember, you have to have a
Really?
path
I'm
between them.
gonna turn it this way,
Right.
so I can put 1, 2, and 3, I can put 1 extra table.
But keep in mind, you still have to have
right, there'll be a
Pathway.
path, well, there'll be a path on
the
the
smaller
building
tables.
side,
Right.
because they will be removed off of the building.
See?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I see.
So you can get that diagram done.
So you'll have four tables that way
Yeah,
in that section,
1, 2, 3, 4, there's probably gonna be 5 over here.
5,
there'll be
4 on the
smaller,
other.
4 on the other side.
All right,
And then there's on the White Street.
No, White Street is fine the way
White
it
Street
is.
is fine.
it's okay.
White Street, you don't
All
have
right.
to change anything.
All right, I got it.
If you wanna move the table from Third Street to White Street, because White Street, you only need an 8-foot, and you currently have like 11, so.
But
You have 2, 4, 6 seats on White Street. Is that staying the way it is?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so that's 3 tables. And
Yes.
then
And then-
I need you to explain to me, um,
How
The
many
other
seats
on
you have
Hudson.
Exactly. Yeah, on Church, how many exact tables and chairs? I
It would
understand
be-
you're gonna turn them.
It would be 9 tables of 2, to 18.
So instead of 7 tables, you're gonna have 9. They're gonna be turned the other
They're gonna be
direction.
smaller.
Yep. Okay. And you'll send us a
there
due
is
time.
1 table over here too.
No, that's not
So
a
you
table.
can't.
That is not a table.
No, a table?
That is
No.
not a table.
No.
no,
That's the-
you can't have that.
That is not a table.
That's a flower box.
It's a flower box.
It's not there anymore.
Not there anymore.
There's nothing there.
Okay.
Okay.
Any more questions? Can I call the question? Call the question.
Second,
Vote by affirmation. Anybody hear any? Any opposed? Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Abstention, I'm gonna abstain until the.
Francis is abstaining to the full board. Yep. And any recusals? Perfect. Please send us the revised diagram to the full board. We appreciate, and the times that you're outside, did you tell us that?
Until 10, noon until 10 p.m. Every day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna make,
Thank you, thank you.
we're gonna take a 5-minute bathroom break because
Ryan.
We guys need me. We just like to win.
But before I go, is anyone here from Fonda? 139 Dwayne?
Fonda.
they get declined.
I was relieved.
No way.
What happened?
So I was relieved, so I don't know if they're still open.
Oh.
Who?
Fonda.
What about them?
I saw like online they're for lease.
Someone's marketing.
So I don't know if they're, yeah, maybe they're not.
Fonda Mexican?
Yeah.
I just bought his food from them the other day.
That's the one that came late?
No, they were number 5.
Mark.
Close one to the.
Yeah. I'll play it again. Give it the best of women, maybe that'll be yours. Hey, Jeff.
Or like draw out what you said.
Thank you.
I get it. If you do that, make sure you take, you don't with his stamp on it.
Thank you.
I'm very direct attention.
Hi, where you going?
Bye.
Bye.
Are we doing?
We're not gonna have one.
You done? You sure?
I just want to make sure.
There's only 2 people. Will they have 4?
No, we want to form.
Yeah, we want to. Hey, we have to separate them.
We're gonna go as quick as we possibly can.
All right. It's starving. I'll be back. Go to starving.
I got it. Okay. As soon as I did. She's still leaving, isn't she?
This one's over. Next week.
She put something down.
No, I think she's taking it right.
As soon as Sonesh comes back, we're gonna start up and we're gonna try and go as super quick as we can. Here's the key. Make sure you've got all the information available and ready. Really. Your hours of operation, secure, if we're looking at liquor license, bathrooms, security, whether you're gonna do buyouts, private events. Make sure you just have your info. Don't make me ask and have you go check. Cause that, we get cranky as it gets later.
Who's next?
Are we going in order?
39 minutes?
Yeah.
What's number 18?
Well. Okay, so in order, we'll go 339 Greenwich, which is a temporary retail for PM Tribeca Paper Moon. And then 329, which is Muse Paint Bar.
We have them.
Yeah, 5 Hudson Street, which is Boca Artist Plaza, if I understand correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
39, View of the Americas, Body Tribeca, within the hotel. 2 6th Avenue.
Another hotel, Tribeca Grand.
Right, but that's a change from a stand-up, from a coffee bar to a stand-up bar.
What does that mean?
Means that
It's liquor.
Okay.
All right, 100 Pearl. By the way, everybody needs to know we need to get to 100 Pearl within 45 minutes. So that's the goal, because the poor gentleman has to go get his car out of Hop before they keep it for the night. All right,
What happened to 18 procedural changes for DOT dining out?
we're gonna push everybody out. 40 Wall. Which is.
And then the 2,
On Governor's.
Covenant Island, which is, if you do those first.
Weird, yeah. They're like one, with Governor's Island person. Sorry, guys. I know, 339 is crash, it's like, oh. Governor's Island, the boat, oh, must be nice. But track it, y'all.
Let's do it.
All right. 110 Andes Road and 125 Carter Road, right?
Oh, yeah.
We got both of you?
I have 110 Andes Road. All right.
Haunted Melodies.
Yes, I do have packets for everybody, if you'd like a packet.
Let's go.
Yes.
Remember, our goal is 45 minutes, right? So be ready with your stuff. Don't ask his car out. So,
No?
don't worry. Thank you.
Anybody else need a copy?
Need one
No.
for, she's.
Here.
coming back,
I got
right?
mine.
I have multiple, no,
I'll get mine.
All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Eleanor Shotton. I'm an attorney with the Betsy and
But she had one.
And with me this evening is the applicant principal, Ashley Chipman. We're here this morning, or this evening, for an on-premises seasonal tavern license for an immersive at 110 Andes Road on Governor's Island.
Where?
So if you look at the photos at the back, it may be a little bit easier to understand. It's the current LMCC space. It's currently licensed by the Lower Manhattan Community Council. And then my client's subleasing the entire space from them.
I was like, oh no, where did LMCC go?
They're there. Yes, they're still there, but they're letting their license expire, and my clients are hoping to get their own seasonal tavern license for the space. The hours of operation on Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. to 10:30, Friday and Saturday, 2 p.m. to 10:30, and Sunday, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Space.
There are no neighbors on Governor's Island. There is no outdoor space as part of this application. We did mark off that it is gonna have live music. We only did that because in one scene, there is the use of a piano, but it is one scene only. And just the piano, there is no amplified music other than that. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Well, how many people can
So
you
the
serve? You didn't
the
fill
space-
that out.
423 people.
So it's a large.
It is a large venue, however, there won't be more than 200 or to 250 person at any given time.
Still,
Um, And it would probably
Have a lot of
be
bathrooms.
less than that, but,
Bathrooms?
there are 19 bathrooms. 18 on each floor.
Yeah.
Excuse me, there are lots of bathrooms.
So man, you're the same.
It's one for everybody.
And there's 4 ADA accessible downstairs and 2 upstairs.
How many private events can you do at once, or is it?
Sorry, how many bathrooms?
There's 18 on the floor.
She's talking about individual stalls, so if you look at the diagrams
Oh, the
that are just
stalls.
before the photos, you can see
7 rooms, but 18 individual.
with the stalls.
Yeah. Right? It's like, yeah, the diagram's kind of confusing, but they're all kind of in the hallway there and then.
Yeah, so there are bathrooms on both floors, and there is an elevator for anybody needing ADA
Are
accessibility
those
to either
the-
floor.
Same bathrooms that are the public restrooms for Governor's Island, or are they separate?
They.
Because it's in that building that you hit just before you round the corner to the ferry. There's public restrooms?
Yeah, I'm not sure if the public's allowed to use them.
On the
or
lower
not,
level.
but like, keypads with codes to get in, so I'm not sure it's, I think it's just for.
Okay.
Yes, if there's a keypad, I would assume it's not public use, if there's a keypad involved.
Was there a kitchen?
There is no kitchen.
There's like
There's a prep area, but again, this is a tavern.
So you only have like 5 appetizers on your menu?
It
Such
is
a
a
large
tavern
menu?
license, they're not required to have a full menu, it's not a restaurant.
No, I'm not
It's a-
saying what's required.
Oh, but it's a bar.
Such a large, you have such a large venue for the bar that only 5 appetizers on the.
It's an immersive theatrical experience, it's no different than if you were getting like some snacks during a movie or during a matinee show at Broadway. It's not a restaurant, you're walking around throughout the space, you know, watching the actors perform.
It's a Sleep No More.
It is similar.
More intimate. You get to walk around with stuff.
Yes.
Or a,
Oh, you mean
Seating?
Blood Manor?
So there are gonna be 5 tables with 10 seats in the bar area. They're not
shown on the diagram, but they will be on the first floor, near the bar area.
And the bars, how many can sit at the bar?
So there are no seats at the bar. Again, this is
It's
before you
immersive.
go up to
You
the
have to
bar,
walk around.
buy your drink,
Just
and
order.
then walk around the experience.
It's,
And moving from room to room for the different scenes.
I'm sorry, I got.
It's a little like Sleep No More.
you know,
Exactly, Susan, it's like Blood Manor or Sleep No More.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's on Governor's. Yeah.
Yes, correct. It's on Governor's Island.
We don't care. It's not like when it was on Sleep, it's not like when it was downtown.
My only comment for you is I do wonder in that area that's not in scope, is that the outdoor exit, like
So there are multiple entrances and
on the
exits.
lower gallery?
In the lower gallery.
Yeah, the gray areas.
So the main entrance is over on the right-hand side where it says entry. That's the entrance from the street. All the areas in the grayed out are back of house.
Okay,
Stairwells that are not going to be accessible to patrons.
this entrance is this one right here, that's being shown in your photos.
Mhm.
That is, having been out to Governor's Island many times, that is where you walk into to go use the restrooms. If you're waiting for the ferry. That's why I asked if it's the same restrooms that are accessible. I mean, for my purposes, I don't care, but it's for you to know and to manage, because if they are the same ones that are accessible to the public, we don't want to lose public bathrooms, and we want to make sure that they are well maintained. That's my
Understood.
only purpose for asking,
Understood.
because it's the same building that the public uses.
Yeah, I guess right now I haven't seen any, it hasn't been open to the public, but maybe that's a seasonal thing, so I'll check in.
Yeah, awesome. Anybody have more questions?
Second.
She thought you said call the question. She said second. Oh.
I did.
Seconded,
all right.
both bathrooms. Are there any no's? Are there any abstentions?
Stay.
Amaruso abstains. Motion passes.
Thank you very
very
much.
much.
Have a great rest of your
If you
evening.
can let us know the answer about the bathrooms by full board, so Friday, the 21st is your deadline.
No
Thank
problem.
you. Thanks.
My sense is they are the public bathrooms, but let's move on.
Yep.
I will confirm for you by the 21st.
Yeah, we tried to. Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, this is again Governor's Island.
Yeah, we're,
See, this is the easy one because we don't have to worry about closing hours because you gotta get off the island, right?
so we currently operate Taco Vista, which we do have a renewal application in.
Yeah,
We will surrender that upon the granting of this license. The purpose of the move is because we are going to be going under renovation to building 140. That whole site is going to be
yeah.
not usable. We were able to work out an agreement with the trust to move into Gitano space, which is right
Yeah.
behind us.
Yeah.
We are going to be operating a similar, we are adding, we'll have 3 bar counters. So it'll still be Taco Vista, quick serve style restaurant. We're gonna be using the regular ferry service, but no after hours like Gitano had.
Well,
Repeat that last part?
There's no we're gonna be using ferry service, so we're gonna be closing up 30 minutes before last ferry.
okay.
Yeah.
So you are not doing what Catano had, which was a
Correct,
drive-in.
correct.
No.
Correct. And then we are reinvigorating Governor's Beer Co. brand, which was a beer garden that was at Clayton, where the Threes Brewing used to be.
Yeah.
So, we have a little bit extra space, so we're going to be opening up that as a second food option. So we'll have our typical Taco Vista menu and then more of an American Grill menu.
Where are you moving the bathrooms to?
We are gonna be installing 4 portable bathrooms and 1 ADA bathroom, so 5 in all.
And is it freely open to the public or
Yes.
is it a paid per hour like?
No. Okay. Yes.
All right, any more questions?
It's a large venue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
No.
No. Call the question.
Second.
Moved by
Are there any, yes, no? Recusals? Are there any recusals?
Any abstentions? Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having, see you out there in the summer. Stay soon.
looking forward.
Where are we going to next?
See, that wasn't so bad. I don't, right? That one.
Where was next?
339 Greenwich.
Okay, 339. They've been waiting a long time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm welcome with my mom, my brother, and my dad. We're doing Paper Moon at the new location in Sarabeth. That was originally Sarabeth's. We were at this community board about 2 years ago. We got a liquor license for Beef Bar at 105 Hudson. So we own and operate that also. We also have members of the J Street Community, Fund Board here also.
Okay.
And
Okay,
our
great.
real estate agent.
How many people?
And also give me the petition.
Oh.
I can have the signatures.
So we have 156, in site, and,
We have 4 restrooms.
4 restaurants,
288.
288. The only question I have is Sunday hours, 11 AM to 1
Oh,
AM.
yeah, no.
Yeah, so we spoke to all the neighbors, including the tenants and owners of 21 J Street, which is essentially 339 Greenwich. And we decided to amend those hours. So from Sunday up to Thursday, we basically came in agreement that 12 AM would be the close, and then Friday, Saturday would be 1 AM.
Okay, Sunday we
Sunday,
asked for
10
10
PM.
o'clock, 10 PM.
Sunday has to be 10.
Sure.
Okay, sure, that's not a problem.
All right, so it's,
So
we'll agree
Monday,
to that.
Monday to Thursday until 12, and then Friday and Saturday 1. Are you planning on applying for road bed?
We'll do sidewalk, I think maybe next year. We're doing.
Bathrooms,
4 restrooms and 2 ADA.
great, thank you.
How many buyouts are you looking to do?
Yeah.
Good question. At least, I don't know about full buyouts, that's usually more seasonal, depends, you know, for.
Ask for 6.
So for a year or
10 maybe.
10 a year.
10 a year?
So at all of our properties at Beefboro, so we use All Star Security. They're the
Right.
most premier security company at the most, in all the restaurants, clubs. So we have somebody standing outside. We have the issue at Beefboro, so, clearing the
Right.
black cars.
Okay.
Clear up.
I'll go check them.
Just know that if you.
What's
10
the
a year-
list of the other venues?
Wait, let me just show you this. So if you have 10 a year, you can gang up during the holiday season if you have parties, buyouts. So you don't have to spread them out over the whole year.
No.
You're lucky if you get 10 a year.
Where's the list of your other venues?
We just have one other. It's Beef Bar,
Beef
located
Bar.
at 105.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys on Beef Bar too?
105 Hudson.
Okay.
So we have a full 1 AM license there. We've had no complaints from CB1.
Good.
And we have some signatures for one, but nothing would be.
Yeah.
Signatures?
Yep, we got 'em.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, is your outdoor seating? Because I see it on your hours.
It's on Greenwich, but we're not doing any outdoor right now. We're in construction this year.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah,
So
next year.
Not doing any.
outdoor seating hours that you have listed here are going to be sought separately for
Next year. Yeah.
sidewalk cafe.
Yeah.
When we.
So
We apply for it.
when you're applying, so those will be removed. I know.
So I am confused. I need to know the hours.
We're proposing,
Monday to
11.
Thursday, 11 AM to midnight, Friday and Saturday, 11 to 1, Sunday, 11 to 10 PM.
Thank you.
It's basically 11 to 1 every day except Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have any other questions?
Call the
Nope.
question.
Called, seconded.
Vote by affirmation.
Are there any noes? Are there any abstentions?
Abstain.
Amaruso abstains. Any recusals? Motion passes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Be watching. I live on that street.
It's up to you.
329. Paint, glass change?
Yes.
Paint.
For amusement paint bar.
Right, remember when you were real?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. And you were trying to get liquor license. Do you remember that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Why are you having license? No, it was another.
The hatchet place.
Chuck, no, there's Chuck's, there's still.
That's all Lafayette.
There's still there?
Yeah.
You should go.
Yeah.
Just stand right there.
Thank you. So this sounds so familiar.
Yeah, it's so
Right?
funny. You were having painting and drinking.
Yes. One of those, those are.
Yeah.
Here's a funny question I have for you.
Yeah,
Since you're applying for a full liquor license.
yes.
Right? You don't intend to do an outdoor dining permit, but
No.
does that change because you will have a full liquor license to operate as a bar, so to speak, that would then allow you to do an outdoor dining permit and have people painting and drinking?
No, I mean, not only is there like definitely not enough space in front of the store. I mean, if you walk by, you can see
Yeah.
there's absolutely no room, but also the entire concept is that the paint's just inside, so everything needs to be inside. If it's outdoors, I've done on the road events, it gets windy, especially that street, it's a wind tunnel, so
Yeah.
we can't have brushes blowing around, so there will be no outdoor dining.
I just needed to ask.
Yeah.
That beer and wine you have now, right?
Yes, so we currently have our wine and beer license, and as you know, we've been operating our location at Tobacco since 2015. I was actually part of the opening team, but I was a lowly, team member then. But but our max capacity is 134. We have 108
That's you.
plus seats, so it's usually, typically significantly under that capacity, but in any case, we run small sessions. So we already have our wine and beer license, we're looking to expand to the liquor license. And we have 3 bathrooms, one of which is 88. And then in terms of hours of operation, I know that you all have the packets, but it's a little bit different for each day because it's based on our session times, and on the earlier weekdays, we only have our evening
Yeah, but
session.
you close early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it usually ends around the same time, no matter what day it is, weekdays or weekends, but Mondays and Tuesdays, it's 6:30 to 9:15, Wednesdays and Thursdays, 2:30 to 9:15, because we have afternoon sessions. Friday is 2:30 to 9:30, Saturday is 11:30 AM to 9:30 PM, and Sunday is 11:30 AM to 9:30 PM.
Sunday is.
It says 7:30, would you
7:30.
be 9:30?
7:30.
I apologize, yes, 7:30.
Oh, I mean, even 9:30 would be fine, but nah, it's fine.
It's definitely 7:30, you can also,
And so how many floors are involved?
there are 2 floors.
The painting's done on the upper floor and then the bathrooms and stuff like that.
So downstairs is, it has one of our rooms. And then the upstairs has 2 rooms. So most of our sessions happen on the upstairs floor. The downstairs has our 2 non-ADA compliant bathrooms, and then the upstairs has 1 ADA compliant bathroom in the main space.
How do they get to the upstairs ADA bathroom if they're handicapped?
It's the ground floor, Susan.
The second floor is the floor.
Okay.
Right?
The ground floor and basement, those are the 2 floors.
What kind of
Okay,
paint?
got
It's acrylic, so there aren't any fumes or vents or anything
Okay.
like that. Yeah, it's water-based. You actually can eat it, but it just doesn't taste good. Yeah.
And basically, this is just for events, like nobody randomly can just walk in there.
That is correct. So
Okay.
it's not like open during the day for people to stroll in. It's very discrete, separate events.
Okay.
And so people sign up, the sessions range from 90 minutes to 2.5 hours. So 2.5 hours is a max time that's in that space.
Do you advertise anywhere where I could look and see that you have a section going from
Yeah.
this time and go and sign up for it?
Yeah, it's our website, so you can see our entire calendar. It's not, it's not necessarily that obvious. Most of our advertising is done on like social media, so you'll see like Instagram ads, even I get our Instagram ads.
Sorry.
I am so sorry. I also did want to mention, I know this is a little confusing, but on Sunday, our latest class, the ending is 8:30. So it would be 8:30 instead of 7:30.
That's,
And I
as
really-
long as it's be 10 or before.
No, yeah.
And how many people can you accommodate?
So the max capacity is 134. The number of seats that we have in the studio is 108. So the max number of actual paying customers is usually 108, but then fewer.
It's fun to do it. It could be fun to do it.
All right, it is a good time.
Kind of call a question?
Second,
Vote by acclamation?
are there any opposed? Are there any abstentions? Any recusals? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Rockin' and rollin', 5 Hudson Street. So please welcome, introduce yourself while they're handing out, because again, we're trying to get
Trying to rock and roll.
Go for it.
really important I want to explain something for the community before you start going. I want to read what we sourced for information about this particular location, because you are in the pedestrian plaza program. And that is super important for everybody to understand. This is not a brick and mortar. This is a very, very different thing, so let me, yeah, I know you might think, so let me.
Oh, wait, this is what Ninja Street.
No,
this is in Florida.
This is in Bogardus Plaza.
This is the kiosk.
From Seraphine.
Right.
So,
Zach?
it's right across from Bed Right.
Yeah.
Over the clock.
Right by the, subway station.
Okay.
Where on the agenda is it?
It's the number 3 and.
Okay. 500.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody knows the location, take a look at the map.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is our first pedestrian plaza liquor license application. I think that's an important point to note. There are rules and regs about, the plazas, which desperately trying to find and pull up. just so you know. Okay,
It's not this.
Tammy,
yes, dear.
One question I want to make clear. This is a privately owned sponsored area, or is it public?
Public. So this is the pedestrian plaza program. So it is, remember Bogardus, we approved closing off the streets there that Hudson, that intersect. So it is technically public space that has a private operator, which is operated by Friends of Bogardus. Are any of the 4 of you from Friends of?
Hi, I'm Victoria Weil. I'm the president of Bogardus Plaza. I have been for 20 years. So I've been doing this for a really long time. I spearheaded the closing of the street. I've been before you multiple times, not for a little while, but, so I'm sort of the main face. That way I have a board, it's a volunteer organization. So this is our 3rd tenant in the kiosk. We really want them to succeed. They're sort of great people, and this is, we're thinking it might really help food sales. But obviously, I live right there. So they're gonna be selling
Hold on.
food. Sorry.
Before you go down.
I'm sorry, I have so much to say, Tammy.
Yep, I know, I understand it. From the Department of Transportation, here are excerpts, that is specific, subject to prior approval, blah, 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 blah. Okay, alcoholic beverages can be served in recyclable cups and be consumed only within the boundaries of a licensed plaza as permitted by the SLA. Copy of the SLA license must be submitted to FBT prior to the commencement of any alcoholic beverage service. Sub-concession staff serving alcohol beverages must be of legal age, and sub-concession staff must check identification of all patrons to ensure that the legal drinking age is enforced. All right, so
Can I add something to that that I think will help clarify a little bit? Which is that there are 3 plazas currently in that do this, that have kiosks and alcohol. I've talked to 2 of them. What you have to do is you have to have an area that's more than golf for people to have their alcoholic beverages. It's just not like, get your glass of whatever and go wander through the plaza. That is not what the situation is. We would end up creating a cordoned off area with like 10 seats that, signs that say no alcohol beyond this point. We'd have that tucked right next to the kiosk.
So I'm hoping you have photos to show that today, because that will be dependent
We
on.
don't, we've never done it. So we have to design it. So we can come, we're not actually in a rush to do this, but this is when we come up on the.
Yeah, they want to, these are the 2 owners,
I'm sorry.
Joseph Batista, Glenn Amazar, I'm the representative, Elena. So we did agree on a area for 5 tables and seatings just for, beer and wine.
Where?
Are you guys gonna put stanchions?
So here's what we need, much like you saw with all the other liquor license applications.
I want to see a visual map of
Yeah.
it.
We have to see a visual map. You've sent us pictures of your inside of your little box. That's lovely. We approved the box years ago when you came. But this isn't about the box that you're serving in. This is about the public realm. So in order to assuage the public to understand that, for example, Onej is showing you this, right? It's an open, the beauty of Bogart's Plaza is it's an open space.
Yeah.
That is usable by everyone, right? There is no cordoning of anything. The only thing that's locked in Bogart's is the tree kind of area that's over on one side. So I suggest that you come back to us with a plan. And the plan has to be super detailed. Here's what, and I believe you have to go to landmarks, I'm not sure, or PDC, but here's where the 5 tables are gonna be. Are you taking the 5 tables from anything else? Or are you adding 5 tables, right? That's a question that you're not ready to answer for me.
Well, I just ordered more tables so yes. We can absolutely, I understand you should have a visual of like what it would look like.
Everything, because in all transparency, we've received pushback from the community, from a very large swath of people. Because this is a public amenity. One, some people don't like the privatization of it by having a cordoned off, area in a public plaza. That's supposed to, that the community supported because it was free public open seating and it enhanced the neighborhood, et cetera, et cetera. You can grab something at the fabulous kiosk and sit down, or grab the kiosk, hop in the subway. It is near schools, it is underneath residential apartments.
Yeah.
There's a lot of concerns and questions that have come to us. So
Where do you go to the bathroom?
We don't have a bathroom.
there's no public.
So once you start drinking.
That's to run down.
You would have to go to Starbucks. Oh, no, Starbucks.
They have to go, no, they go to the alcoholic place across the street, the bar or whatever. I mean, it's a problem, but that's not the issue. Go on, Tammy's describing it, and I think they should come back with, we have no sense. I want to know how many they're going to serve, what they're going to do, all of that, and what happens when all the tables are occupied and people come over to buy drinks. That's one of my concerns. Where do they go?
Where do they go? How are you securing the zone? Right? You can't just hand somebody a cup and say seating is over there. How are you making sure they stay inside the zone?
Right,
And they read the sign that says not beyond this point.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm talking to
obey
the
it.
other plazas that are doing it to understand how they make it work, because that's important.
Are the other plazas down the street from a college, down the street from a
Elementary
school,
Elementary school.
and at a subway exit?
And
Major.
below residence.
And have residential all around it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand. So we'll come back with Wrong. Is there anything else we can answer now for you?
I think you need to come back with a security plan. I think you need to come back with very specific drawings. I think you need a large amount of robust community engagement on this.
115 signatures in support. Is that not enough? That was in.
Investors are from the immediate area.
Yeah, they're all with their.
I'm guessing, since, there was an assumption that we were going to vote on this tonight, that there are members of the public in attendance that might want to say something for the record, even though we're not taking it up on a vote, I think they should be able to speak, so we have a sense of it.
I agree, Mark. That
Okay.
was fantastic.
Thank you.
Mr. Let's recognize Mr. Ehrlich.
Somebody that would like to speak to.
My former co-chair.
And I will say, Tori I've known for quite a while. She was a very good part of the community.
Thank you.
And I voted for this initially, a little reluctant.
You were the.
Yeah, I did. This is beyond what I expected. For a community, you need to talk to the people. There's one village that is most affected by this, which is One Hudson. Several people here are from One Hudson here.
Okay.
Now, the situation, I don't know, you all know that particular park or the situation. That park, the street was eliminated. Southern end.
Right.
was eliminated.
Yeah.
This park was basically right up to the sidewalk,
Right.
to the entrance. These people have lost their access to the street. So all noise travels right up to those windows. And there have been some problems already. There would be everywhere, but this is like pushing it a little, particularly with those hours.
We're willing to amend the hours of operation.
To what?
8 p.m.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Too late.
I think
Sorry.
most of those, certainly the lower floors have kids. You don't, or what you do, but I have 2.5-year-old, and I'm on the fourth floor.
The third
I
floor,
think this is extremely problematic for a lot of reasons.
Just give your name real quick, so we
I'm
have
Matt Shapiro, I live at One Hudson. To begin with, this is a completely unregulated public space. There's no control over what's going on there to begin with. There's loud noise, there's people driving extremely fast on electric bikes through there. If you want to add alcohol to that mix, it seems extremely hard to me. We have people constantly pulling those chairs up to the side of the building. I removed one today before I came here. People loiter in the plaza, making noise, smoking, drinking would be a huge problem. Even if we're able to stop serving alcohol on the quote early side, people don't want to go home and stop drinking. They can simply stay in the plaza because they've already been doing that, go around the corner and buy more. So I think opening up this public space that's used by families and small children is a huge mistake. And I think we should look at all the downsides before this is considered in any seriousness. Thank you.
I would like to.
Hold on, let's keep going around the room, lady.
Nancy Freed. I live on the second floor of One Hudson, was opposed, as was everybody in our building, to Gardas, and I know everybody loves the Gardas. But we, besides not having street access, which was a problem when my partner was dying, and the ambulance had a problem getting through because of chairs and tables that are set up. We listen to, and the noise rises, we listen like people playing, sometimes I like the music, but playing their radios so loud, noise travels to people in the 10th floor hearing. We have skateboarders. We begged many times for every kind of prevention from the skates. We still have skateboarders. Some things were amended, but we still have skateboarders. And I can tell you, I have gone out to ask for the stop, and I have been threatened. I have been held over. I was, okay, when I asked one group to stop because they had signs posted, and this relates to the drinking. There are signs posted saying no smoking, everybody smokes. There are signs posted saying no skateboarding. I was told to go suck my black kid.
Oh, lovely.
Right. So now I am afraid, I promised my daughter I will not talk to the skateboarders because she's afraid that somebody's going to flip out. We have people, as Matt said, well, one, urinating on our building, urinating in
Defecating as well.
defecating, and of course, masturbating. So, they, you know, we live in New York, obviously, we're the homeless people. I don't know.
Sounds like Occupy, right?
But I think that the more drinking, the more urinating on our building. The,
You mentioned that you were told there was never gonna be
oh, right.
alcohol.
I believe, Tori, you made an absolute, I've gotten 2 messages.
For a year,
from
for the
people,
first
one
year.
guy said, excuse me. You promised us there would never be alcohol.
For the first year.
You,
I'm telling you, it was for
no, I'm telling you, there are people in our building, you promised us there would never be alcohol. Then I want to go, the cigarette smoke comes up. It's really hard to get out of our building sometimes. If people are drinking, now, my point is, if they're doing skateboarding and the sign says no skateboarding, and they're smoking and the sign says no smoking, why on earth would people
Stay in the regulated.
stay in the regulated area? And the people in the kiosk, they're not going to come out. Our ACE workers aren't going to say anything because they're afraid. I mean, one apparently, this some out, was he killed or beaten up?
The worker cleaning up the chairs was stabbed in the face when he tried to.
He was cut with some restraint, yeah.
Well,
for that.
It was attacked. So this isn't good, and with alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, one of the things that's happened, and as Matt said, the bicyclists, they're children. We have 3 floors of children. They have experienced some outrageous things. Apparently, it is legal to urinate. It is legal to defecate. And as the, one person said, he told us, it's not legal, is to masturbate. Our kids have seen this. So,
The point is that this is happening with no alcohol being served. The alcohol addiction exacerbating all the problems that are there.
Okay.
to have, the courts does not accept our emails.
Yeah, we have a special email just dedicated for you. We do. We have an email that
Well,
is for
This
complaints.
is the first I'm ever hearing of it.
Yeah, and Nancy has it, Alistair has it.
None of us know.
Okay,
You wrote
hold
to
on.
us and said, we will not take your emails.
This is, I mean, I
All
have
right,
to say, I live
stop,
here too.
Victoria. Stop. You have, but you're coming before the community board, you have to be able to hear from all the constituents. I could find 100 people who think I am absolutely the worst chair that CB1 has ever known, and find 100 people who think I'm the hot tamale, okay? It's just,
It is what it is.
this is what it is when you're in the public room,
Yeah.
right? You get it. However, what they're talking about are real quality of life issues with signage, a lack of security, concerns for safety, and concern
Noise.
for quality of life and noise. You don't have any of that figured out. You already have issues. I'm sure there's 100 people who think having a cocktail and hanging out there is a great thing. I get it.
They don't look.
But you need to have robust security, a robust plan, diagrams. I appreciate you coming and it's part of your learning. You're not ready for Community Board 1 because based on what we hear now, there's no way you get approved. There's absolutely no way. I don't see any plans. I don't see any photos. I don't have security guarantees. I don't have safety guarantees. I'm hearing that what you have in place isn't currently working for many of the people who live right on top of it. So it's it's not something that as a chair, not even of the committee, Susan and Francis hear all this all the time. As the board chair, I'd be like, oh, heck, no, right? You're by bus stops, kids, I mean, it's an incredibly busy corner.
Right.
My suggestion, if this is the path that you really want to take, and I understand you probably want this for the summer because of the season and everything, you've got some work to do for security. You've got some work to do to improve the quality of life. Whether you've got work to do about people smoking under people's windows, you have work to do with the immediate community.
Mm-hmm.
You have work to do to make your plans, and then you can come back to us.
Right, and we, honestly, like, this is not, we have to have this done. We just really are hoping to have this kiosk succeed, so this was like one way of going there, and like, I've sat out there and sat with the skateboarders skateboarding, like, been called names, and like, I can't
But don't you have security over there?
We have a security camera. Can't afford security. Like, what am I gonna do? Pay, who am I gonna, like, we're
Call
not.
NYPD.
I do.
They still enforce the
No, I
streets.
call 311 and 911 all the time. That's all I do. Like, I'm out there all the time.
I think I would suggest.
I do,
I would suggest you have a dedicated conversation with the NCO for that
I have.
sector.
I really, like,
And have you gone to the community, police, first precinct community council meeting?
yes.
Cause I'm sorry, I haven't
Actually,
seen.
no, I haven't been to that one, but I go to the
No,
meeting.
come to that.
Yeah, and I told them, I said, just please make this part of your beat
Okay, we
regularly.
have a new captain. Come to that one. Let's see if there's a way to
Yeah, I
get.
live there too.
Yes.
I live across the
Oh, I
street.
know.
Right,
I
so
mean,
like, this
I
is.
walk through there on my way home from here. So I get it. All I'm gonna say is that I think for our board, we should table this discussion, not vote you down, but table it. And that you spend some time doing some really hard thoughts. And for the operator, we want you to succeed in that plaza. Trust us, we do. But we also really need you to think about what the neighbors are saying and ways that you
Have
can
some
partner with the friends of and figure out solutions. Mark?
I just want to say for the record that, when this initially came up, everything that the residents said, I said. Emergency vehicles, skateboarders, bicyclists, smoking, urination. I think the only thing I left out was masturbation. I guess that's new. And it's all coming to fruition with this place. To add this, component of alcohol to it is really insanity. And we should, the promotion of all these plazas, I think they're all great and closing streets and everything, we've got to take into consideration all these again when they come to us for different locations. And, it's a real quality of life problem. And the police are not gonna come. They're not gonna come. You say a skateboarder's bothering me, they're going to, unless you say a skateboarder and he has a weapon, they'll come if he does. Otherwise, forget it. You're not gonna have any help unless you hire a security guard, and then they're not gonna put their lives on the line with 4 or 5 punk skateboarders that use them as weapons. So you got a big problem. Unfortunately,
There are,
fiction came through.
there are solutions, you can figure things out. You're a great operator to work with and partner with, and go to the First Precinct Community Council, see what you can do. You can't hire 24/7 security, I get that, but you do know when the hot spots and the busy times are. I mean, you can work with the operator to understand when the problem times are, so maybe it's somewhere, something else somehow. And I counsel you to figure that out and listen to the people around there, because it's not always the most pleasant environment.
One more thing, in the back of my mind, I think, we can look at some of the initial resolutions on this thing, way back when. I think there was something in there that we mentioned about no alcohol. I
Well,
think,
There might be.
so if that's an initial resolution.
Thing and
Yeah,
decide
so,
what-
so not no alcohol for the first year, just no alcohol, period. So we can research that, have the staff research.
We can take a look at that
And
in
I
our.
think we have.
But I mean, Victoria, we really want them to be a successful operator.
Right.
Right, it's a beautiful plaza.
Yeah.
But that might not.
It sounds
right
like
fit.
you wanna have an event there. You wanna do something, you wanna bring something there.
That everything, it's a nonprofit organization, so everything that we make goes right back into the maintenance. My board is all volunteers, I volunteer, so, and I work really hard on it,
So
so all
what's the
this like.
alcohol gonna do? It's gonna
We
be
just-
plenty for you?
No, it would be, give them more, so we have a profit share agreement with our kiosk tenants, so there's a base rent, and then if they make over X, they give some to us. So
Right.
then we can spend more
Okay.
money on maintenance, so that's,
Keep going with that and think of other things besides
Yeah.
alcohol.
we do. I mean,
So,
all I'm doing is.
I mean, that would probably be great,
But also, I was gonna say about skateboarding, because I live right next to, what's the park, my park? I'm having a senior moment.
Elizabeth Berger Park.
No.
The other one?
Yeah, Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah.
I'm having a senior.
Ducati.
Ducati, thank you. And we used to have it was a nightmare.
But you can put up barriers.
So we did, we spent $15,000 on all
And you
sorts
still
of
have
areas.
space?
We don't have that as much anymore.
Alright.
I mean, you wouldn't.
So here's what I'm saying. Start down the path, go to the first precinct.
I'll do that. That's very, that's a very.
Go to the
solid-
other things, right? See what you can do to improve the quality of life existing there.
I mean,
I mean,
it's pretty good, but okay.
it is good, and
It
then
could be
it's
better.
not,
Yeah.
right? It could be better,
Mhm.
right? And then really take a look at the hours. Nobody with little kids really wants you there past rush hour, let's be really honest. And I think the hours are suspect.
Excuse me, can I just say that the kids from 234
Mhm.
come and they play, they're not coming after 5, they're coming after school.
Yeah.
They play on the eggs and they eat out there and their babysitters sit out there with them.
Perhaps
So
they should be able to
they're-
buy more stuff at the kiosk to help support the kiosk.
So they're,
We're
you know,
not
they're going to be there with people drinking and more peeing out the.
We've got lots of them.
I
hear
know
you.
you have
Thank
to
you.
work with that.
All right.
Well, the good thing is, sorry to interrupt, but the good thing is we're, you know, the alcohol is not core to our business.
Yeah.
It was really just like, you know, I myself, I like the idea of I'm gonna have a burger, I can have a beer. But I understand, I totally understand all the concerns you have and I knew that we would possibly, this would like come up and that's okay. And like I said, it's fine. We'll revisit, come back, and if it's right, if it's right, if it's not, it's totally not the core of our business. It would have just been maybe a possible way to increase, because we did have a lot of people that voting, you know, we're looking forward to it. But like I said, it's not anything we need to operate. Very confident myself and my partner, both brands are doing well in other places, so.
Yep.
I'm confident, and I love it there. You know, it was a really magical find, it worked out well for us, so.
We're happy to have you here. We want you to be successful. It's a key,
Yeah.
exactly. All right.
We just wanna
So-
build, like, we don't wanna hurt anybody, we wanna help, you know.
You need to think outside the box,
Yeah.
no pun intended. But seriously think outside the box, because at the end of your box are where all these folks
Yeah.
live. And it's not just the 5 people who've come. When the signs were posted, emails started coming in. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
All right, so, but you have work to do, you know, I think my suggestion, if the committee would want to do it, is to table this versus voting it down because they're not ready.
Motion to table.
Seconded.
Fantastic.
All those in favor? Like they weren't here.
Okay.
No, there's a record of the.
But I think
Yeah,
we need to put more than just.
See you next
time. Those.
Thank you,
there
guys.
needs to be
Thank you.
more neighbors.
May not, thank you. Like I thought, a fight, I don't know.
Where's the fight? You need a good plan.
You wanna do
All right,
something?
we'll think it through.
Okay, all right, we need to bump somebody up because
They gotta get their car out.
Hunter Pearl, right?
I got a one in a few minutes.
Hunter Pearl, he's got 10 minutes to present and he's got to run.
Gotta be by Friday, so. Oh, the lobsters.
Mr. Shah.
It's not a furniture.
It's about the place that's there, lobster.
Yeah.
Oh, this is inside a place that's like a common. Oh, this is.
Yeah. We're not in the office building.
You're welcome, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, like,
Same owners of Seymour's.
just like the one we just saw.
I'm Jay Wainwright, the owner of Seymour.
The place, no, this is the one in the World Trade Center, in the, right?
No, it's 100 Pearl. It's between Water and Pearl. It's a food hall that it's sort of being revitalized.
But not related to the Seymours at
No, it is.
Brookfield.
No, it is. Same owner.
Same owner.
So we have a,
Good
we
for
have, go ahead.
Right
Okay.
next door to,
Let him,
well, I haven't seen it on the tire.
yeah.
This is an on-premise liquor license and also a restaurant wine application for Lobster Shack. We're located in the food court of 100 Pearl Street, which is an office building. We are a restaurant with limited but full menu with mostly seafood. We are running a kiosk in the food court and we have our own seating. It consists of 13 seats at the bar/food counter. We will have a limited cocktail menu due to the size of our space, which is 394 square feet. And the food court has a precipitator, for cooking exhaust. And our hours of operation will be 11 a.m. to 12 a.m., 7 days a week or earlier if conditions warrant, if the building is closed for any sort of reason. There will be background reasons. The reason we are applying for an on-premise liquor and wine license is because we can get a temporary wine license much sooner, which is within a month. With the liquor license, it takes about 2.5 months. We will be using Grubhub and DoorDash for deliveries, but mostly will be for the office and buildings close by. Jay has multiple full liquor licenses and is the owner of Seymour's Restaurant, which we were just talking about.
Yep.
He is currently on 5 other liquor licenses and is a professional restaurateur. His team is made up of professionals and the person overseeing operation will also be professional and know exactly what to do.
So Sunday night, Sunday, 11 to 10, please?
Yes, yeah.
Why did you close the one on 18th Street, run by Joyce?
No, that's a story. The neighborhood got kind of really crummy and
I love
we
that
didn't
one.
come out of COVID well. I mean, that's a tragedy.
Yeah.
What's that?
You have a lobster tank there?
No,
Lobsters?
No. So we call it Lobster Shack. It's like a fast casual bar, fast casual version of Seymour's, which is a sustainable seafood concept. We have a few of them in New York. I've been doing it for 9 years. I've been in the restaurant business for my whole career.
You own the one up in the Equitable Building also, on 7th and 52nd?
So we had it there. This is the same concept. And our Urban Space was the operator there.
Yeah.
They were actually the operator of this food hall too at one time. And then Urban Space went through this whole fluctuation in business. They took over our bar. We were doing well. We were doing so well at 52nd Street, they took over operation. So we've been sort of dormant as a brand. And we were asked by the landlord to come revitalize it and help them. Right now, this place isn't even open on weekends. It's not even open at night. I mean, my goal is to help.
If you're doing deliveries out here, do you find yourself you'll be self-competitive to the Seymour's on the west side or no?
No. But I'm gonna deliver out. And I don't think it'll be bad.
Well, those outside the guidelines to midnight, right?
We're gonna change it to 10.
10 p.m. on
That's not
Sunday.
the point. I want you all to listen carefully. This
Yes,
is between William and it runs down Pearl. You know, Pearl goes west. It is all the Stone Street bars and restaurants have exits on that street. I just want you to remember. Then the other side is Stone Street. That's all I'm saying. So I want to make sure that there is no space for them to ever have roadbed or sidewalk or anything. It's all interior.
No, since it's in a, it's in a hall court, we can't do that because then if they allowed one person to do it, everybody's allowed to do it, and that's.
You won't be able to do it. It's all
No,
right.
no,
Don't worry. It's not going to happen.
Anything outside.
Yeah,
So
no, I'm just saying, it would have to be one person, everybody, and there's no room for all that.
that's
So we have
correct.
2 requests before us. We have a request for a beer and wine and a request for an OP.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to decide on each one separately.
Yeah. Or we can vote them together.
Well, we sent in the both applications for it.
Right.
I think you should do it separately,
As
technically.
you wish.
Yeah, it's not, just.
Why?
Because he sent a separate application for each, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So we can bundle the vote and still file it separately, unless you're planning on.
Yeah, it will be filed separate.
Are you gonna
in
say
two
press
separate
the one and go to one?
Because generally.
You are allowed to do both at the same time, the SLA just.
Well, I know you can do both, but
Let's decide so we get
you
on.
can do anything you want.
Hurry up.
All right,
Yeah.
so let's do 2, you can go yes, no, or
Right,
whatever.
exactly.
All right, so let's call the question.
Second.
One
Vote by
way.
acclamation. Are there any no's?
No on the OP. Yes on the beer.
Abstentions? No abstentions on anything. There's one no vote on the OP. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate you letting us go. You guys. I didn't want to be stuck in Manhattan all night.
Oh, we like it. Really good to bring it up there. No.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, thank you. So this is.
Go.
Oh, my goodness.
Is it really the last one?
No.
All three of them, all three of the last ones.
Well, he's the last one then.
Oh, okay. So what is it, 40 Wall, 110?
Just literally the last one.
This is 39 Avenue of the
No.
Americas.
They gotta leave then.
So hi,
Sorry.
Ben Savitsky, Berkeley, Rico, and Savitsky.
Sorry.
They're the same guys doing all hours and all three. Give us five.
So it's the hotel, the Roxy.
Because we're gonna lose the forum.
This one is,
You want me to go or no?
Yes.
Okay. This is an alteration application for the Hilton Garden Inn. This is York Street, Lessee DE LLC, York Street LLC, and Hertha Hospitality Management LP. They operate it all together. It's an existing hotel license. This license has been around for a very long time. What's going on here is that, maybe 10 years ago, they operated the restaurant, which is within the hotel. Since then, AOA, I don't know if you guys remember it, and then, Bote came in and they wanted to get their own liquor licenses, so we carved the restaurant out of the hotel and they operated their own liquor licenses. It worked out for a little while, but they both eventually went out of business. Hilton has brand standards, they need to be able to serve guests of the hotel at a restaurant. They are taking the restaurant back into the hotel and they are gonna operate it themselves.
So it's inside?
It's what?
It's inside?
It's inside, they will not have any outdoor space, they won't even have DOT seating. Their hours of operation currently for the hotel, they currently have an HL license, are 2 AM daily. They only do room service until midnight as part of the stipulations. Inside the restaurant, it's 65 tables and 150 seats. They have 2 stand-up bars in the restaurant. And then the hotel uses the lobby as the reception desk as a stand-up bar as well, so that they can serve room service. That's it. It's just going back to the way it was.
It's fine.
Will they have a sidewalk cafe there that sometimes blocks the subway entrance?
We are not having any sidewalk cafes or road AC.
Okay.
Okay.
Just looking to do the stuff.
Do you have,
Occupation.
So it's a 6th-floor hotel. We have 151 guest rooms.
Okay.
The PA for the entire building is 262.
Yeah, but do you have a room to do a large venue kind of thing? Okay.
So they're collecting garbage at 4 AM?
Second.
Just collecting garbage at 4 AM.
We have an internal garage that we containerize our garbage in and it gets picked up.
And you've been
So
doing that
so the
for,
neighbors don't hear it.
Correct.
No.
We've had no complaints. The question was called, the question was seconded.
Vote after me.
Are there any no's?
Stay those.
Any abstentions?
What do you think?
Amaruso abstains.
Okay. Next
Uh,
one.
Gentlemen,
Thank you.
Motion
Next one
passes.
is,
good night.
The next one's the Roxy.
oh, okay.
This is the Tribeca Grand Hotel and Parks Hotel Services. If you know the Tribeca Grand, they have a little coffee bar inside. It's next to the atrium. Coffee bar's not going anywhere. It's still gonna serve coffee. It's still gonna be branded Jack, still everything the same. They are just doing an alteration application to identify it as a stand-up bar so that they can provide additional service to the people who are sitting in the atrium. This is LSD. He's a vice president with the hotel and also a principal. And Arlene, I'm gonna put your last name. He's the manager of the hotel and he can provide any information about the hotel.
Is this the big space that was gonna be outside and neighbors complained about the noise?
No, there's no out.
Oh, it's inside.
Yes.
We can go.
Inside the hotel, there's a little coffee bar.
Okay.
Still gonna
that's it.
serve coffee all day, coffee, pastries, small bites. It's just the ability that they can have a bartender back there who can serve a drink. if
Do we need to
somebody in the
discuss
atrium needs it.
You call the question.
Second, second by operation.
Are there any no's? Are there any abstentions? Okay. Motion passes.
Sorry you had to wait. Thank you. Have a good night.
Sorry you had to wait.
Yeah, one more.
I think I'm the Wall Street. 40 Wall Street.
Last one.
Last one.
40 Wall Street.
Is this one inside also?
Yeah, it's all inside.
Okay.
This is a large venue.
Been in this
Yes.
building before.
Has been here twice.
Why are we on 40 Wall Street?
This is Italian Food Zone Corp USA. They're at 40 Wall Street. They were here
in January of 2020, and if that date sounds familiar to you, it's because it
looks
was
familiar.
2 months before COVID hit.
Yep.
They were here on a full OP license, which you approved on the same stipulations that are here now. They were approved by the state liquor authority. They had 18 months to open. Because of construction delays and COVID, they could not open. They thought they were gonna be able to open in 2023. And in 2023, the only way to get a temporary license quickly was to be a beer wine. They did not offer them for full OP. So they came back to you on a beer wine with the same stipulations. You approved it. They have now finally opened and they're going through the class change to go back to the OP that was originally approved in January of 2020.
And you have sidewalk checked also.
We are gonna be applying for a DOT sidewalk cafe. We have not applied yet.
On Wall Street? On Wall Street?
It's gonna come back to you guys.
On the,
It's not tonight.
It's not gonna close on it, but we don't have anything there.
It's not, we haven't even applied to DOT for it. We were just.
great, when you, however, you'll have to come back again with SLA. Please note the early hours you will be required for the outdoor.
Absolutely.
Call the question.
No, no,
Nope.
no.
Susan?
I want to make, this is, you also have it, if I'm not mistaken, this is attached, there is an Italian pizza place right there. Is that part of you?
Are they closed?
Yeah.
They went out of
They
business?
closed.
They're out of business.
We
I
do-
remember when they came.
If you do look at our menu, though, we do offer Roman style pizza.
That's fine, I don't care. What I wanted to say is, they never abided by the rules we set up about music outside and all kinds of things. And so I am very
not that.
reticent. Well, I don't know who they are. They haven't been in business. And they have a large venue space, everyone, and it's down the block, from the other side of the coin from Cipriani, and the new place that wants to open.
Across the street from 48 Wall.
Susan, he's saying it's not them.
And also, we are currently operating with a restaurant wine license. If you look at the menu, you can tell it is a family-friendly place. I mean, it's approachable Italian. It's not, I apologize, it's not high-end Italian white tablecloths. It's, Roman style pizza, pasta, salads, some steak, and desserts.
Okay.
When did you guys come to us?
We were here first in January of 2020, and then we were back in April of 2023. I have the stipulations in the
And I
resolution.
remember.
You could see how many people.
Our PA capacity is 400, but our seating is, for, just under that.
But are you looking to do any buyouts?
You know.
They don't do, I don't believe they do buyouts. They do have, I will say though, that they do have, if you want to go through the actual stipulations,
On Wall Street?
The capacity is for 400 people?
the PA is 400.
The
It's a
PA,
big
we
space.
have 226.
Right.
70,000 square feet.
I went by the other night, you guys were out there, out in the street, looking at the windows. It didn't look like you could have 200 and.
Here the main room is downstairs because in the main entrance is a cafe. And after we have the stairs and we have the.
Wow,
main
it
room,
opens
dining
up
room.
into this huge
Yeah.
dining room, okay.
So this is an office building?
40 walls, yes. it's an
Yeah.
office
Yeah.
building.
I think we know who owns.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
used to own it, didn't he?
There's no, he's
He
not
doesn't still
involved.
own it anymore.
But it's not.
He doesn't still own it, does
The name is still
I
on
feel I don't
there.
know, but the name is sorry.
The name is still on there.
2023 and
he?
2024.
Didn't want to move.
Just remember, it's on Wall and William. Those are terrible streets.
I know, that's why.
People are gonna get
Wasn't
there.
there another place down in that area where the girl, somebody?
Okay, hold on, let's stick to this application, all right?
I'm sticking to this.
They signed for the large venue stipulations
All right.
in 23.
This is
Right.
next to,
Cars and the people yelling.
No. that
You
was-
can't have any
that's
cars
the
there.
restaurant.
it's closed off.
Yeah.
Sure, they can have cars. They can have cars on William Street. Drop off.
Okay, so here, guys, looking at the 23 buyout, they have 12 buyouts a year. Responsible to do traffic control during buyouts, delivery bikes. We'll have reflective tape and noisemakers so pedestrians can see and hear the coming bikes are not to ride on the
Wait,
sidewalk.
excuse me. They-
Basement, hold on, let me finish. Basement is not open to the public. It's back house storage. Cooking classes would be 20 to 30 people per class. We did approve 7 to midnight, Sunday to Thursday till 1 AM, Friday, Saturday.
And that was the same as 2020, except 2020 was a full OP, 2023 was.
But they, aren't they on the side of Wall Street where you can't have cars?
But like she said, you can have cars on the building. So, I mean, you're looking for the same hours, correct?
We're doing the same exact stipulations.
Not Sunday.
Sunday hours are
10
different.
o'clock, 10 o'clock, yeah.
Well,
Actually, closing at 9 o'clock.
okay, I was gonna say it's a class change and we didn't impose that, but he is saying that we will close at 9.
Good.
It's closing at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, because.
Yeah, okay.
That's exactly, it's office building and the area, so.
So we're amending the hours on
We
Sunday.
can live there, but, you know,
Yes.
we're almost done. The guard's looking in here.
All right. Any other questions?
Nope.
Vincent?
Call the question.
Second.
James abstains. James abstains. It's an affirmation vote.
Yeah, I'm a little.
I'm not.
Cole says no.
Yeah.
What is it?
Susan,
I need this in order. Okay, so
James,
who's abstaining?
James abstains.
abstains.
And Cole said no. Although I'm confused as to why, but that's okay.
I'm worried about I'm not happy about the traffic.
The rest of the vote, any results?
No.
They can't
No.
have traffic.
Everybody else.
There's no traffic, it's
Fine.
it's a closed area, there's no traffic.
Susan, it's completely closed off and they already have a license that we gave them.
I understand, but it's closed off, but it isn't closed off. William Street, their accessibility is via William Street, via subways and via cars stopping on William and Wall there. And to the right, you go out and it's Cipriani and the new place, which I can't remember. which way.
He's right.
I'm not wrong, I live there. I know exactly what I'm talking
East
about.
side stuff, east side people stuff.
Let's change the vote.
Karen, are you abstaining?
Yes.
Okay, Karen abstained.
Okay.
Alrighty, gentlemen, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being patient. Thank you for closing the meeting out for us tonight.
Thank you.
And for the operator, please listen to what the chair of Susan is the chair of the committee. If she's telling you that you're creating issues on William and Wall, because she's on that side of the street, I implore you to maybe figure out something to do better, whether it's to find a drop-off location that you tell people for hire vehicles or something else, and then through your lovely
We
representation,
just opened less than a
Just wait,
month
this
ago.
also, sorry.
through representation, have him send a note back to the board by the 21st of the month so we can include it.
Will do.
Make a plan, try and stick to it.
Sure. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Oh, sorry. You there?
See you.
That's still here?
So here are the notes that I wrote down for DOT. Okay, because
What's
we
the
have
last item on the agenda? I'm sorry.
procedural changes for DOT dining out and FDNY waivers. So the things that came up in today's meeting were, the bathrooms to the number of guests, because DOT isn't bothering to check if that's compliant.
Correct.
Again, the width of the street and under.
The one with the, grandfathered non-compliant bathroom, but required a compliant outside ADA, this was completely ridiculous.
Right.
I want to know why they can't have a porta potty or something like that.
I was gonna say
No.
that.
But they had, but.
Where
people
would they
who-
put it?
But people who have ADA issues can't get into a porta potty.
No,
Betty-
there are people right now.
You have,
Betty
Pat,
said it was.
Oh, yeah, no, they haven't. The ADA porta.
but wait, it's not as much as the ADA. It is as much as you have 40 people outside that are dining and you have 2 friggin' bathrooms with
Right,
50
right.
people
Where
inside.
did they put it?
Why doesn't DOT provide something?
We're already talking about it.
Put it within their sidewalk space. That's not my issue. That's.
I
the
know,
DOT.
I know.
Just that.
Okay,
Okay, so
all right,
there's
all right.
notations that they're using both sides. Grandfathering non-compliant, bathrooms with compliant dining, ADA compliant, doesn't make sense.
Making sure that there's room for sanitation to pick up.
Room for sanitation. And the bathtub.
And I don't know, can't we ask them something like, how come people have to walk on those frigging grates and break their neck, and that's included in when it's icy or when it's rainy? It's absurd.
We
We know
can,
you
we
hate
can
grates.
again reiterate our objection to inclusion.
Thank you.
of Open grates in
Sidewalk.
clear path,
Yes, thank you, Tammy.
as sponsored by Adidas, Reebok, and Nike.
So is it just us there now?
It is, but we need
Wait,
to
wait,
vote on
wait.
this. We need to vote on
On
this
the record.
resolution on
Okay,
record.
and then I want to ask something to all of you.
Do we have,
I called the question.
On the committee.
Second,
a second? We'll do this by affirmation. Does everybody agree?
Yes.
This is the resolution to go to DOT with, like, what the hey, with all the.
All right.
It's reiterate our objection to inclusion of the open grates in the clear path. That the bathrooms to the number of guests is not being checked, so we have restaurants that have 300 people now that they're gonna serve in one bathroom.
But that, that they have
They
to
have to
ask
follow
the
the ratio.
total capacity of the venue, in and out, and then the number of bathrooms. So we have-
Yes.
All right,
All right.
the room for sanitation for pickup, I'm gonna give all this to you. And the width of the street with notations if there's, road bed on both sides.
Yes.
And then, community board, one objects to grandfathering non-compliant bathrooms in association with ADA compliant dining. We think that they should have to provide some kind of a bathroom.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody agrees?
All those in favor?
Yes.
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 All right, so, are you adjourning the meeting?
Make a motion that the meeting be adjourned.
Oh, I second that.
Okay,
Stop
but
it.
don't shut me
Thank you.
off.
Yeah.